Hello, everyone. I'm Joel. I'm one of the lead animators.
Howdy, I'm Quentin, and I'm an effects artist here.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the lead character rigger.
And I am Chris. I'm the lead sound designer.
And this is the first thing I ever did. Rooster Teeth is making this goop right here.
That goop is super goopy.
Very viscous.
This was months of research to get this thing going, and I'm just glad that Comp was able to play with it a little bit and get it to work out.
When we were working on this, we didn't actually see the comp in, and I'm fairly certain that we didn't understand how goopy it was actually going to be. So Carrie was just like, make it incredibly goopy. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. And then we saw it, I was like, oh, all right then.
I went through revisions where it was like water pouring off of him. It was molasses hanging onto him, but no, I'm extremely happy with how that came out.
Yeah, no, y'all did awesome. Actually, I guess this is the first year that we've actually had a dedicated effects team for Rwby, which is really nice because I guess y'all got started on Mercs.
Yeah, we did 2 shots in Mercs, but Rwby was the main thing we were brought on for, and just seeing how animation works together with effects, because we use a lot of your stuff to do the products that we create, so it worked out really good.
So this is a fun scene for us to work on. It was actually one of the largest mocap shoots that we had this year because I think we were able to get 8 people in the volume at once, which was
Whoa.
We haven't done anything like that since I think the end of Rwby 13. So it was nice to be able to get just everyone in sync and be able to do all the performances at once and react to one another.
So is everybody doing this simultaneously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it was nice. Yeah. I mean, I think this is maybe a 4-minute scene or something roughly like that. But I mean, we were able to do it we rehearsed it a bunch of times, but we were able to get it all within 3 different sessions or something like that. So it was actually pretty nice.
Good grief.
I think what's awesome watching this opening scene, because these are some of the first renders that came off the floor, is just seeing the progress that people made from Volume 3 to Volume 4, getting the new shaders and getting the first real renders out. This is
it was
really impressive quality.
It was whenever we actually got to see what the show was going to look like.
Yeah.
The entrance of Salem.
So for this, if you notice, she actually doesn't have any footsteps for a good part of this intro for her.
Yeah, we have some soft smoke coming off of her dress.
Yeah. It was Gray's idea, kind of to make the audience feel a little bit of this unsettling feeling, there should be footsteps here. Why aren't they there? Is she floating? Is she walking, or what have you?
And when you rigged her, she doesn't have feet, correct? She has a slider underneath.
She has foot controls, but she doesn't have proper feet.
Yeah, when doing the walk cycle for her, hers was very unique because the way her dress deforms, we had to actually cheat it to where her feet actually weren't coming off the ground because otherwise it'd be lifted as a girl. So we kind of had to do a really interesting kind of shuffle with her feet, but also be able to add the knee roll in there because you still see her knees. Yeah. She's got that really tight dress down her legs.
Do you remember the fake knee controls to show?
Yeah, no.
She has something under there.
She was moonwalking forward.
Yeah.
Is she one of the only characters rigged like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat.
We were even thinking about just giving her one leg. We ended up not doing
Spoilers.
The girl with the silver eyes. Yes.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but the guy who did the voice for Hazel, Bill Orendorff, is actually the same voice actor for all of our Grimm. He's the one that provides us the creature voices for the Grimm.
That's awesome.
He was super excited to get an actual human character.
Does he do all the creatures, including Nevermore and?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's 75 to 85% him, and then layered in with creatures, animals of some sort.
That's awesome.
Which is why you will remain by my side as we continue your treatment.
So Brian, what was it like building Rwby from the ground up, rigging wise this season?
Well, there were a lot of assets to get recreated. I think that was probably the biggest challenge. Was just getting them all done so that we could get the show completed.
Yeah, for sure.
And the first episode needed a lot of these assets to be done, and they only show up in the first episode and in the last couple.
Ensure that Sienna
No, it's been a real blast just playing with these new character rigs this season. We have so much more control than we have in previous seasons, and like, you know, even in simple things like just all the secondary motion and the dresses, like we're, you know, it's a lot easier for us to even request like, you know, additional controls and, you know, deformations be added in there now. It just really helps add to just like the volume and, you know, the amount that we can do with these characters.
That's enough.
I love Tyrion's stance.
Yeah.
He's crouching in a chair.
Was there someone actually sitting like that in the mocap
Yeah,
shoot?
so I've pretty much done all the mocap for Tyrion this season because I'm apparently just a crazy person in general. But yeah, no, I had to basically crouch on like a temporary chair for that entire scene. That was probably one of the most painful mocap shoots ever because like you have to like really roll on your balls, your footballs, and then I caught myself, and you're just putting pressure on your feet the entire time. It was like after the end of each take, I would just roll over on the ground, just writhing in pain because like, you can't hold that pose for that long.
Love when his hair does that. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
super cool.
I bet that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, when we first saw this episode like finally comped in with lighting and effects and all that, I was just taken aback by how beautiful everything looked. I mean, just the rays of sun coming through the
Yeah.
window.
The volumetric lighting there is really pretty.
Yeah.
So this was, interestingly enough, the entire team that worked on this as far as audio goes, we're brand new to this. We had help from David Levy, who had been a part of Rwby 3, but the majority of it.
There's those water effects coming into play right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was a fun
That was
shot.
great.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, can we add some water? And it was like 3 days before the episode was kind of due. I was like, I will try to add some water. Let's see. Like that initial shot where it's pouring out of the spout into the bucket. The water like never actually interacts with it at all. It's just kind of going through the bucket, and we just kind of cut it off. And get some cheating there to help us.
I remember a lengthy discussion animation on the proper uses of a garden hoe. I mean, it was probably like at least a half-hour discussion, you know, debate between like three of us on how to properly use one. We were even watching YouTube videos and stuff. So.
How many
That's a
people-
good spider web.
Yeah. How many people you think lost their mind when they finally saw the characters together as Ranger?
It was pretty like, it's a different feeling for me since like I kind of binge watched all 3 seasons and stuff because I had just gotten hired.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really cool reveal. Like when you finally get to see the heroines together, or somewhat together.
Yeah.
I disagree, John. But I disagree with John on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we definitely try to go as Jurassic Park with that as possible.
So yeah, this is the first fight of the season. It was me, Melanie, and Chris were working on this one for about, I think we had about like 6-7 weeks to work on this. It's definitely interesting because it was like, it wasn't necessarily like a traditional Rwby fight where, you know, you have two characters just hacking at one another. It's like you have to show these characters working together as a team to tackle this huge just monster. And it was interesting getting all those parts to work in tandem with one another.
When would you say the last time was where a battle like this happened?
I mean, we kind of saw something like it probably like at the end of last season where all the Grimm, the White Fang are invading the city, so we kind of get to see some of the characters, you know, fighting those. But as far as like a giant creature like this, we haven't really done anything like that since, I want to say, Volume 1
Yeah.
with the Scorpion.
And the Nevermore? I think,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, for sure.
This was our first, sorry. This was our first like test case.
Yeah.
Animation and effects and everybody like working together. So I think we learned a lot from this fight scene.
We learned a lot of what not to
Jeff
do
did
for
all,
the next
a
chapters.
lot of the lightning there. Jeff did the lightning and the rose petals coming off of Rwby, and we have some debris and smoke going on too.
This was also a learning case for us. David was a huge part of this, and he kind of gave us some ideas. But the one big thing that we learned from this was we went and designed sound for absolutely everything, which to some extent, kind of just creates this big wall of sound. And so from here, we learned, and as you watch the rest of the season, you'll find like a lot of the fights have been calmed down a little bit. But also, the rest of the season, nothing is quite this large. Oh, I guess that's not necessarily true. I guess the dragon was pretty damn big.
Pretty big.
Oh, this part. Musical cue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Geist is probably one of my favorite rigs to actually play around with this season, just because like it has so much control on it, and like every single rock piece on there has a separate control on it, so you could add like little subtle rotations to it, or even like in the previous shop where like you see it like breaking up in a million pieces, and then it can do all this cool stuff like form a ghost arm and then stick it into a branch and rip it out and catch on fire. Like that whole scene was just like really fun to just kind of like block out and like figure out like how all the stuff works and whatnot.
The big reveal.
Yeah.
I loved in like all the starting meetings. Carrie's like, so we're gonna have a log. Hey, new effects team. We're gonna have it on fire. All right, let's go.
And even we in animation were like, how are they gonna do this? It was like, because yeah, I mean that was the first time we've done real fire effects. So.
Yeah, and there's a nice mix of some comp effects, but there's only so much you can stretch so far in 2D space, so that's when like the more 3D effects come into play.
Did you do that all in Maya?
Yeah, everything here is in Maya.
Wow.
Yeah.
That turn.
Is that it?
No, seriously, it's trying to keep us from its face. If we kill the limbs, we'll have a shot to kill the whole thing.
Yeah, I gotta say, one thing that we were given some liberties on for this season, we basically got to recreate, to some extent, some of the weapon sounds. Ren's weapon needed a little bit of an overhaul, which I thought was really cool that we were able to work on, simply because of the fact that, throughout this season, I think Ren definitely uses his guns quite a bit.
Yep.
And this here with Nora.
Yeah, her lightning. I really like how the lightning came out.
Yeah.
after
That
everything.
that whole sequence was amazing.
And we try to play a lot with a lot of these debris hits on the ground. We try to play a lot with the camera location and trying to fill in some extra space in between the action and whoever's watching with the camera.
I love the audio build up on this scene. It's really nice.
Yeah, David spent a lot of time on that, and it came out perfect, I think.
Everything you got.
Yeah, this part. I love this part.
Man, that was fun to animate.
It's so beautiful looking.
I probably spent several days just trying to get that one shot to work where they just combine into the thing. It was like...
So, I don't know, did we ever explain that the Geist was a completely separate entity from the rock creature itself? Or not a separate entity, but it basically created this elemental?
I don't think we actually ever have.
I don't think it's explicitly stated.
Yeah.
That's one of our first like
now it's out there.
Yeah, right?
that's one of our first like humanoidish Grim, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time you see one that's just like
It's got hands and...
hands and human-like features.
Just doing our job, sir.
In my own headcanon, I imagine that the Geist was just, or the Petrigagus was just walking through the forest minding its own business. And
We don't feel safe.
I take it you're not from these parts. Anima is a large continent.
Crowds. I wonder if that will be a thing in the future.
Remember for a while the kid that was up there was missing, I think?
Oh, yeah.
There was a running joke around here about missing child.
There was for a short while he even had like a dead stare, and he
That's
he was
what-
staring at the camera. Like we kept calling him Damien because I just thought of the friggin' Omen the
Oh,
entire time.
no.
Just
This guy,
I love him.
yeah, he is so cool.
I really like the rays coming in through the windows here in the scene.
I loved, when I first saw this room, I think there was like, at the beginning was like a ton of bloom, if I remember correctly. It's like, it still looked so cool, but like, the final product just came out absolutely gorgeous.
yeah.
What were you waiting for?
I think this first episode was really great about being kind of like a fun fight. Didn't seem too serious, and then towards the end of the episode, you really kind of get into the deep stuff that Ruby's trying to go
All
for.
them emotional feels.
Yeah, all the feels start to come out.
What is it?
What is that?
I've always
Man, everybody lost their minds when they saw that.
Yeah.
And now you can get your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I remember when we first saw the play blast for this, right? Was it here? Oh, yeah, it's right after here. Yeah. That. we freaked out. We thought it was, like, we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know what to do with it. And then Carrie explained it to us. It's just, it's the funniest thing.
Did you guys just translate the head really far forward?
Yeah. If you look at it in the perspective camera, yeah, her neck is like stretched way
Oh my
out.
gosh.
And we had to have like 2 separate files or something like that just so that comp could like work with it and whatnot. But yeah, no,
Looked like a John Carpenter monster.
I'm sure there's a play blast of that somewhere.
It's too funny.
I would love to like render out some of these scenes from completely like backwards angles to see the cheats, like some of the cheats we go through.
Oh yeah, just about in every shot where I have what I refer to as a back of the head shot, where it's just the back of the head of character. There's usually a really messed up face on it, just because like
That's funny.
Well, even like the first scene of this entire episode when they're sitting around the table, like half the time their legs are just like cut through the chair.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, for the most part, anything that's happening that you don't see in camera, a lot of times it's like just straight up broken or we're cheating, the heck out of it. So.
I still think a grenade launcher would have really brought the look together.
Oh, one thing, another thing to talk about Raise this season is all of the foot controls that we have this season. We have foot rolls now, which is really nice
cool.
because we didn't have that ability of posers, so that's why a lot of times in previous seasons we avoid showing the feet as much as possible because doing walks and like keeping those feet planted on the ground was extremely difficult, and comp would usually have to do a lot of extra work to do that. But now with all the extra control we have this season, we can show a lot of shots of characters' feet on the ground, lots of walk cycles and run cycles and all that stuff that is still incredibly difficult to do, but it's a lot easier to do it now, and we also get to show it off, which is really nice.
So we
Right there, they're walking.
Yeah, we actually made there's a MIDI controller. We have a MIDI controller, which is essentially like a small keyboard, and we have it running through a synthesizer that samples all the footstep sounds that Alina had created. So we basically perform on a keyboard every footstep
cool.
now.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely saved our bacon a lot.
She'll be in that room for.
I think that she has
Quite a
my
while.
favorite
Yeah.
new costume.
Yeah.
Good old Klein.
Pardon the interruption, Miss Schnee, but your father wishes to speak to you.
There's so much reflection in all of her set this season.
Yeah.
Well, everything. I mean, all the surfaces seem very reflective.
But yeah,
It's very
that's
beautiful.
a very good start to chapter 1 there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm the lead editor.
Hi, I am Brian Eby. I am a character rigger.
Dustin Matthews. I'm one of the lead animators.
And I'm Luis Vasquez. I'm assistant producer and mocap person.
These intro shots are really great. Do you guys know if there was ever any thought to like actually model these things, or was it just like there's no way?
Yeah, I think it was always just going to be drawings, which I think they actually worked really well, too. I think Erin did those.
Yeah, I think she did. And yeah, I agree with you. They blend in pretty well with
Hello,
the
Whitley.
3D sets.
Yeah, that giant like basilisk statue is pretty awesome.
I'm pretty sure some people didn't even notice that they were mad
What do you
paintings.
want?
I heard father shouting with
And
someone who
here's
studied
little
under
bro. Everybody loves
Mother?
him.
No,
I think everyone
she's
hates
already-
him.
I liked how he
That's-
walked
that's what I
around
meant.
her at the beginning.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, some light choreography.
I heard he had asked to speak
Yeah.
with you.
It might have been Millie or Paula who
I'll
animated
be
that.
fine.
This was, I think it was both of them actually. Yeah, because they had both just finished working on Chibi, and this is when they both moved into Ruby 4. So they
True.
split the scene.
But you can't deny her resolve.
Good memory.
You.
This is the first time we actually see Weiss this season, right? Because she doesn't show. Well, I guess she shows
she's
up.
at the very end of episode
Yeah.
1.
I mean, it feels like forever that
She's
we
also in the
worked on
intro,
this.
just saying.
Good luck with that.
Well, you know what I mean, like an
I know what
actual
you meant, I know
actual
what you meant.
first scene.
Oh, I like her move in the intro, and then she puts the sword up to her face and does that.
Yeah.
That the scene was kind of confusing people at first because they were like, you didn't know what door she went into at the end, so we actually had to extend that shot at the end to like pan over to the door and be like, this is where the next scene is.
Pretty sure that set was confusing in every single scene it showed up. With
Yeah.
What direction people were walking to and
Yeah.
what door was opening what way. Like for some reason, like you think a hallway is simple, but
No,
Nope.
not this hallway.
No.
I think there was like a whole thing with the door like opening the wrong way. Like,
Yeah.
between
Yes,
shots or
at the
scenes
end
or
of- at
something.
the
more
end
than
the scene,
once,
I
yeah. And that wasn't the only set where that happened, but yeah, doors are challenging for some reason.
Man, I love all the outdoor stuff this season. All these trees.
Yeah, oh, those
Gorgeous.
trees. Yeah, I'm a fan of those trees.
It's better than the trees we had in the past for sure.
I know we've always had a weird relationship with trees. Where we keep trying to figure them out, and I feel like this year we got him. Like I want to see the same trees next year.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it might have been Caesar who like kind of pioneered trees or something.
Yeah. We had
I think
entire
in the
tree
team,
meetings.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Tree
cool.
meeting.
Over here is
The
a great
animators don't
hotel,
get to go to the tree
and over
meetings,
here
so
is
we just see the things in the episode. I'm like, oh, no, somebody figured that out. Cool.
Hey Dustin, you want to talk about it a little bit? Do you want to talk about how much walking and talking we had this season? And
Yeah, that was gonna be a thing. Always, we knew like once they got out in the world, basically like that was what this whole season was gonna be. Basically, was them walking and talking, and so we actually we used to try to mocap that kind of stuff, but our volume isn't big enough to actually walk for that long.
yeah, we
So-
can only get what, like 2 or 3 full steps in there.
Yeah, you can sometimes get a full cycle, but even then it's kind of pushing it. So we actually started doing this thing where we just do it in place, basically, and do the upper body, and then take walk cycles and then paste them, kind of put them together.
Yeah,
That was kind of what we came
I
up with.
think it
I
looks
guess.
really good.
Yeah, we were really worried at first. Like the first time we tried it was that scene we just saw, and we were just like, oh man, I really hope this works when we were doing the mocap because we knew we had several scenes of the same stuff coming up, and yeah, it worked really well. Blood, oh my god.
I have to say, coming into the scene, Comp did a really neat job. It starts from being like a really sunny day, and then by the time we get here, it needs to be, obviously cloudy and like smoke everywhere, and it's just kind of like gradually across that entire walking scene, you can kind of see it creep in.
I love our new smoke effect too.
Yeah.
All just mostly effects in general this season, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Just to get out of the way, I love the way everything looks in the show.
This is the first season that we had a dedicated effects team. It's only 2 people, but at least like we actually.
I think
did
it
stuff
pays
like that.
off. Yeah, I remember watching reaction videos for the first episode, and that first shot of the Grim coming out of the goo or whatever, and everybody's always just, we should go. Wow,
The, like, slow-mo shot.
It looks so much better.
And of course, here's the intro to kind of the main thread of the season.
Yeah.
Here.
I just call him Horseman.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Everyone
it's-
had a bunch of different names for him.
Right. I think most people just call him Knuckles, right?
Yeah, that's what I was calling him because Joel and them tried to start calling him Nickelback. I fucking hated that.
Nickelback.
So I made a point to just call him Knuckles, and it kind
A lot of people actually thought that was like the sign of the bandits or whatever,
Right.
and they were like, "Oh, the bandits killed his parents."
Yeah. Oh man, the voice actor for the Shock is really fantastic. I love.
Yeah, he's great at making you hate him right away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Right from the get go, you're like, "Yeah, I don't like this guy. He's a douche."
You are a trusted friend and ally to this family, James. But what you're suggesting is absurd.
This is a long scene, right, Coco? How many people did we have to work on
3 people. It wasn't really in this episode, but in upcoming episodes, that's when we started doing like maybe 3 to 4 people per scene, which ended up working out really well this year.
Yeah, we usually would try to keep that like lower, but just because of the way everything worked out, sometimes it's easier to get stuff done faster.
Yeah, because I think the scene was actually, I don't want to guess if I get it wrong.
You'll be on record.
Yeah, but it's good. It's great. Everybody loves Ironwood's new beard.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock.
He's
creeping in.
My
I think
wife
he's
thinks
looking
it's
very.
hot.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. I'm gonna put it out there.
Is he gonna? Well, I guess we can't get into it, but I hope he has a full beard in the future.
He's
just
looking
can't see
very
his face
young
anymore.
Ben Affleck, and
I love his the voice too. Like, who's his voice actor?
Ironwood?
Yeah.
It's Jason Rose, I think. It's, Brenda Montes.
He does a great job.
Yeah, I think so.
No, Father. I'm
This
sorry.
bit here where she crosses the room, we had to do a lot of cheating to actually get her across it. Where you're like, okay, just have her exit frame, and the next one will have her enter. Because I think initially it was like she was at that end, and then the next shot she's like stepping up to the desk.
Would have taken like 10 seconds for her to actually get to that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. You don't think about those things, but a lot of times that's what you just have to do at the very end to sell the.
Yeah, sometimes we just have to, like, if in the animation or the mocap it's just not working out, then we have to, like, go to Connor or go to edit and be like, hey, we can't really make this work. How can you help us? And then he's usually pretty good about, like, coming up with creative ways to make it work.
Yeah, we had to do that in chapter 6 too with that Borba.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I love the fact that he has that portrait of himself right behind him.
And he also
is that
has,
him? Yeah, I was thinking that was Whitley, but
he has a portrait of himself behind him, but
Yeah,
he has
that
Whitley
one.
on his desk.
I love that. I think that used to be something else, right? I think it used to be the family portrait.
Oh, I don't know.
it wasn't self-centered enough.
Yeah,
That's
had
what
to
I
upgrade.
remember.
His mustache grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I think that's Weiss's portrait, like, over there on the side.
Yeah, like back on the bookshelf somewhere.
I guess I should have her in here, too.
And Winter's not even in there.
The angrier he gets at her, the further away the photo gets from his desk.
Yeah, Winter is probably like out in the hallway somewhere.
Or, like, she's, like, scratched out in the family one.
I think it would make a lot.
And I love all the subtle performances we can do now with just the new rigs and
Yeah.
working in Maya and everything. Like, I'm pretty sure there wasn't a week this season, Brian, where I didn't talk to animators that were like, "Oh man, I just love these rigs. They're so awesome. We can actually like make them emote so much more and do so many things." So
Yeah, it was really great.
That's right.
I always find
Klein's second appearance of the season.
was it? I don't know. I'm just trying to ask interesting questions. Like, was it hard for you to like both, improve on the rigs that we had, but also keep them consistent, I guess, with what came before?
Yeah. It's something that we're still trying to work out with secondary things, but we program a lot of stuff to get created automatically so there's more consistency.
So you have, like, a base rig that kind of, it generates that, and then you kind of have to go start adding on top of that.
Right. Because every character has a little thing. Like, he has a watch, so the rigger has to go in and, like, set up that watch so that it works. I don't know, we learned a lot, actually, from Rwby. There are a lot of things that that I've only ever rigged in Rwby. So it was a really good opportunity to learn a lot of stuff.
It's probably, like, at least once a day where I have to go to Brian's desk and be like, hey, can you put a control on this thing that we didn't think about? Or it needs to do this other weird action that maybe we didn't account for. And so, yeah.
Oh man, these fireflies are.
Yeah, this whole scene is really pretty. Like, I remember when the
Yeah.
first time I saw it just comped and put together, I don't know, it's like, I remember thinking, like, this is the prettiest Rwby has ever been.
Yeah,
Like,
for
that
sure.
shot specifically is just...
It was
Shout out
funny
to
for a
Kim.
long time we didn't, before we got the comp, those fireflies weren't in there. So
Yeah.
you just see her like, walking around, like, derping and, like...
And then the scene that made everybody cry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, even whenever, like, the scripts went up for this one, like, all the animators are just reading them as they finish writing them or whatever. And, like, even people were, like, tearing up just reading the script. So it's good.
Well, the cool thing here is that you got to animate Pyrrha, and you actually got to animate her using the poser
I
and
don't
the
know if
old...
got to. Is the
Huh?
But yeah, no, I did get to animate, which was important for me because I worked on her last scene when we saw her, and I really wanted to do it this one, but it was just weird because now we have all these cool new rigs like we were talking about, but then I had to go back to poser, which we didn't have time to model Pyrrha and rig her for Maya, so that means I had to go back to like old version, and it was really strange, like
going back to that.
Yeah, and then like even just you get used to like working in a different software and then going back is really weird, and it was also like kind of emotional too.
Yeah, that's... I guess in a way it works out too, just because, I mean, she didn't make it into the season, I guess, so in a way she still just lives on in the memory of the past, and that includes what the show used to look like. I don't know.
Yeah.
The scene is interesting because I think originally there was a lot more shots where Rwby was like in the background of stuff, and we had to kind of like figure out like when we want to see Rwby, when we want the scene to just be about Sean and Pyrrha, because it's kind of it's kind of about both of them, but
Right.
you have to strike the right balance. Otherwise, it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
kind of
totally.
goofy if you see Rwby like in the
Yeah,
background,
totally.
peeking out from behind a tree,
Creeping.
you know, distracting from the.
Yeah, it was
the
weird kind
emotional
of
weights.
animating it too because she had like her whole spiel to do, and so that's all one shot. But then like the way it is in it actually ends up when you actually see her. It's like I had to like look at it and find out what frames she was actually going to be like on camera, and so
Right.
even some of that was in flux. I think when you guys were working everything out. So
Yeah. I think you pretty much just forget about her until this shot, and then we see her obviously after this.
The lighting is so cool too.
yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. Solid
Yeah.
second episode.
Hope we weren't too boring.
Hi, I'm Eric Turman, Supervising Technical Director.
Joe McDonald, lead storyboard, delay and camera department.
I'm Jeff Yon. I'm one of the effects artists.
I'm Krista Heiser, and the producer of post-production. All right, let's talk water.
Let's talk about all the water.
Yeah.
This is our favorite.
It actually came out nice, though. It's gorgeous.
There was a lot of discussion about what we should use for inspiration on the water, which direction we wanted it to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the stylistic approach that we ended up taking to it.
I'm just glad we went with calm waves. You know, matching.
You didn't want
matching
any
the waves.
tsunamis?
Yeah, well, tsunamis are harder to get everything to deform to. So this nice rolling look.
Yeah, we were always worried about the horizon line whenever we had the water, but it looks great now. Like I said, to see it in the final render.
Mm-hmm. So, Joe, what was your process on actually developing the water? Because I know you guys took it and actually placed it into the scenes.
With this, when we initially first started with it, we thought of all these great cheats that we could do and all these little tricks we were going to try to do with the water. And as it turned out, we couldn't do any of them. And so with these, like the boat is not moving at all. It's stationary throughout the entire thing. And then once we ended up getting this water rig, it did all the tricks for us.
That looked great.
What kind of tricks were you looking for? Were you trying to do tsunamis?
No, actually Geo made the rig for this, and it's got like all kinds of super cool controls. Like we could set the wavelengths, we could set the speed of the waves, we could set the directions in which the waves went, as well as like the depth and height of the wave.
That's really cool.
Oh, wow.
This was kind of an ambitious chapter for effects. We were going to go crazy with it, so you'll see in a minute. Just starting to feel the...
Feel the anxiety coming back there, Joe?
Yeah, like, oh, wow, flashback.
But in the meantime, there's cute little Zwei to look at.
It is
Oh,
true.
yeah. So I noticed that like every time I walked by your desk, Jeff, I'd see that you'd have an avatar up on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I was trying to find research that was something in common, and the big water fight that they have out there in that sea just seems so applicable. It's a giant sea serpent. That,
Yeah.
You know, I think the only thing that ours does different is, of course, the lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll see in a sec here.
Definitely.
So out of all the effects in episode 3, which one do you think was the most challenging and maybe had the best reward for you?
Well, you know, it's kind of a fun question because Quentin, of course, did all the exploding rocks and all the debris. So I think if he were to comment, he would, you know, be able to point more into that. For me, it was all about the lightning this round.
Yeah.
I had never done any lightning
round.
effects before, and you know, there was a ton on it. It's a pretty big battle, so I think there are a few specific shots that I can look back and really take a lot of pride in. The rest of it, I'm pretty happy to have gotten through. I think overall it came out well. It's fun, like bracing ourselves through these little plot points here. It's good to see Yang finally come into her senses a little bit.
I know. Coming into her own again.
This was such a great season for character development with all of our characters.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely was.
Before I could even talk to him, General Ironwood already had one of his top scientists working on this.
Did you find layout to be particularly complex this round, Joe?
For all the stuff involving the sea monster and the boat, yeah, that was probably some of the trickiest stuff that we had to lay out as far as cameras go.
I know we had a little back and forth too once the dragon starts hitting the mountains, where we had to explode the mountains and give them back to you so you could turn off the original one. So
and then tweak the cameras to see as much of the rocks exploding, and yeah, that was a great sequence.
I think one of the things I've learned the most this season is just how much back and forth I end up doing with so many departments, whereas I think going into it I thought I would just be working with maybe lighting and comp quite a bit, but there's actually quite a bit of back and forth with layout and assets.
Yeah, we did the same with animation. Like, we do cameras, pass it back to the animators, they do some tweaks, they send it back to us to do cameras.
Oh, I imagine for some of those aerial shots especially, that'd be tricky. I think we skated by. They were supposed to do some dust effects in here, but we ran out of time.
But there's grass.
Yeah, there's more grass here than there was in the next episode.
That's every episode I talked about the grass.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know Rob was like, "Where's the grass?" Oh, this shot with the exploding glass, that turned out to be a little fiasco, I think. Yep. We tried to pull it into Max so we could do a pencil render, and I got non-maniform errors because of the geometry of putting it in there. So we had to fake it a bit. I forget exactly what we did, but I know it was, for such a simple effect, something that I think was a bit of a hiccup. It's kind of interesting how that works sometimes.
Yeah, there's the Zelda, the waves inspired by Zelda there.
Yeah.
Now the from a pipeline standpoint, too, because the effects were so new, what you're doing with it, there's a lot that wasn't firmed up there that was firmed up in the other areas. So we were trying to figure out how we were going to be moving the data back and forth, how they needed to.
I think this was the episode of, okay, we're changing everything right now, and this is going to be different, and this is going to be new, and
I think from the pipeline, episode 1 was just sort of like almost an appetizer for this episode. This was the true test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so glad we faked so much of this. Just with the shadow of the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this sequence was a lot of fun to lay out, just because there was so much room to play around with the cameras when this fight gets going.
Just looking at the characters, they are just gorgeous with the lighting on them.
I was just thinking about the colors.
Oh, yeah. Blake in particular, I love the way that her outfit plays with the lighting here.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my first fight of season. I mean, I worked a little on the Petrogaigus, but really, it was me and this dragon got to know each other very well. So Pat drew me up a bunch of concepts. We have a charging effect for the dragon when he's amassing his energy, and then he has a bolt, and he gave me very specific shapes. We had gone and downloaded a rig to kind of teach us how to use a bolt in Maya. It used some muscle systems that were combined with paint effects, and then I had to basically take that apart and reassemble it in just a bunch of different ways in order to get different looks from it. A lot of hand animation too, so it was fun to kind of get back in the graph editor and go back to my animation 101 and remember all my principles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think the rigging team did a great job on getting a dragon that could follow the curve so well too.
Yeah, but
everything just all came together so
Remember
well
this scene, Jeff?
episode.
Oh man, this shot! I think we went back and forth because of the camera, and then
the water changed heights and the rocks moved.
I zoomed out, and all the mountains were floating in the air. It looked like Fantasia from Neverending Story. So yeah, I love this bolt effect. It was all pre-rigged. Really just a bunch of expressions there to make it look jittery.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I didn't realize how to seed it until, seeding is when you give a random sequence a certain uniformity, so that way you expect the same random sequence each time. I didn't expect to do that or figure out how to do that until halfway through the renders, but since it was already a jittery effect, no one noticed.
Oh, that's good. Little happy accident there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeff meant to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like everything.
So from a pipeline standpoint, I know this was something that that was in function we were currently working on as we were developing the show. In terms of getting prepared and ready for some of the effects in the water, do you have any insight on that, or how?
Well, a lot of the effects at this point here were not cached like the characters were, and caching is where the animation gets baked down into basically positions per frame on the points. As we move forward on Rwby 5, we're looking at all sorts of
different
options there. Yeah, but especially at this point with Chapter 3, it was very much almost the Wild West on there as we're Jeff and I were figuring out the ways that effects has to.
I don't even think we were publishing at this point. I think we were just opening the files and attacking them directly.
Yeah, to animation files. It wasn't until probably 4, 5, or 6 that we started to even consider.
I love this shot. Where she was coming through the air, and that you talk about money shots. That one is definitely one of them. That's a great example of working with animation. They originally went through Kim animated Blake dodging the bullets, and she actually used spheres and played with the scales and keyed the scale so that way I'd have all my timing perfect and I just fit my bolts on top of it, and that gave it that look and speed.
I remember having to go back and see all the rigs that got put on all these boulders and rocks when we originally started.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I think rigging and equipment were definitely best friends at this point.
They were. I remember that.
We had a bunch of splash effects that we put in, but I don't think that I don't know if they made the render cut.
That'll be it next time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it was done in wee hours in the morning. I don't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
I think that was our first aura effect. That we had to do.
It was.
Yeah, since the trailer.
See it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
First slap of the season.
Man, he gets slapped a lot.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Seriously, it was no big deal. Just enjoy the rest of your trip and everything will be cool. We got this. You'd think they've never seen a fight before.
So, Joe, tell us a little bit about how you and your team maybe broke up some of these scenes. Was it, one person working on a specific sequence?
Yeah,
or
it was very much broken down by sequence. So certain animators requested certain sequences, like some of these more intimate moments. Like some animators like working on that kind of stuff, as where other people like working on the action and fight sequences.
Yeah.
How did we get that ripple along the side of the boat there?
That was another added effect, I think, that the effects guys.
Oh, really? Our team did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, plus.
That wasn't a plug, honest.
And I know Post did a lot of layering of effects, using your effects as well too.
That's probably it then.
Yeah, I think there was just one piece of geometry that we had to just kind of line up with the boat.
Yep.
And then
we just reused it.
Yeah, Brian did amazing work figuring out how to get everything to line up with the waves.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong, son. You're so wrong.
What do you...
I also liked the streaks earlier on.
Oh yeah.
What we used? We used a pencil plugin for After Effects for that, didn't we?
Yeah, for the different speed lines.
Yeah, the speed lines.
Yeah.
You're talking about when they're like punching.
And when she was falling through the air and whatnot,
yeah.
you were talking about the bullets just after that. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, that's fair. So often in the past and previous seasons of the show, we always just had a tube in there with lines on it, and we'd have the characters punch through the tube.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
It's neat that we changed up our technique there.
Where are you going?
Home.
These two characters, they're just so much fun to watch over the seasons.
They are. I was just going to say, as the whole season progressed, just to see the relationship, the ebbs and flows of it, I think is really, it's interesting.
It seems like previous seasons so much happened, but the characters didn't really get a chance to really blossom. So much of this season, their spotlight has just been on them growing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The tails, I imagine that was fun for everybody. When we get them, they're always sticking straight out. I guess the animators must go back and animate them in second wave.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel it?
Oh, Cinder. I have to say, out of all the sets, stylistically, I love this one.
It's got so much character to it. I agree. I'm really wondering when Cinder got her hair cut. Was it before or after our run-in with Rwby?
Yeah, it was a singe more than a cut.
It's stylish.
Yeah. But,
this is terrifying.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So dark crystal.
I remember when Rachel was doing the
Yeah.
storyboards for this sequence, and we talked about the orb as hitting this real cool kind of camera effect as it kind of
Is that,
zooms in.
I'm assuming comp?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love the color design between the different sets. Everywhere feels like it has a character itself. The environments have a character, which they should, and a good story.
That's so true, yeah.
Kill Ozpin.
I don't know what we would do without comp. You know, they go back and add all these little lighting effects and all the candles.
All pretty.
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, it is. It's so fun to see it. You know, you see all the pieces from all the different departments, and then right at the very end, when you see it all come together.
Yeah, it became definitely a Saturday ritual to wake up and
It
watch the
did.
episode
Oh,
just
gosh,
to see.
yeah.
Because you're right. You only see one facet of it when you're in production. Even though
Yeah.
you watch the episode, 30 times in the week, you still haven't seen it. I really like Emerald and Mercury. I'd hoped to see them a little more in action this season. I guess maybe they'll get their time to shine next.
Season. Yeah.
Yep.
What are you planning?
Rwby 5.
Oh.
Hey everyone, this is Nick Todd, assistant producer on art and pre-production on Rwby 4.
Mark Osborne, lighting lead.
Chris Coquinos, sound lead.
Eric Turman, supervising technical director.
So
Man.
yeah, here we are in chapter 4. Have to kind of really remember. It's been quite a long time since I've seen this episode. So
This is when he's talking to.
I just watched it, Nick.
you're so prepared.
Yeah,
Spoiler
right.
alert here.
So one of the fun facts about Oscar is David hates Oscar for no reason. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out yet. But any opportunity he gets when Oscar falls or something, just imagine a neck breaking sound. Yeah, that's what he does.
That's funny. Actually, I was really worried about this particular haystack when it was called out in storyboard. I was like, how are we going to have a person in a haystack? And then we have all these rules for pencil. It's like, is that haystack going to have pencil applied to it? We didn't know. It worked out, thankfully, but I just remember that was a small thing that.
Yeah, luckily we went red
This
shifts
is
for that.
one of my favorite
yeah, the
scenes
scene.
from the show here.
We called back. We actually pulled sounds from season 3 and did a lot of reverse reverb and some other different things for this.
This is
Make it
also
feel like a dream state.
One of the few sets that we pulled directly from Rwby 3 and didn't really alter much of anything. So everything else we built pretty much from the ground up.
And I think Comp got this idea of the ash going up from the underworld or the upside down world.
Oh yeah,
in
for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
And it turned out really good.
That's a neat idea.
And I think they used the same technology in future chapters for ash
That shot
and
there.
burning.
That's
Love the
awesome.
force perspective and pullback on that.
I really wish we could have used more of Adam in the show. He's so cool.
Huh. I'm sure we'll see him again.
In this sequence, lighting tried a few new things because we have the light coming through the window. And same on the bed and in the hallway here. So I actually had blockers and had her coming into light and out of light. That was the first time we tried that on this season. I think it was pretty successful.
I remember too with this episode, this is where pre-production was. We were working on episode 4 right around the time animation was kicking off on chapter 1. Right around the time that most of production was getting on board, we were at this point. So I remember the build up to getting episode 1 out. Well, we were at this point trying to get all these assets.
Wow.
At that time.
You were so far ahead.
Yeah. It's a good time. It was good times.
Yeah, I really did like what you did with what you and your team did with the lighting there up against the wall there as she was coming down. very reminiscent of Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
This sequence was pretty challenging for lighting, actually. Any of the interiors, like outdoors, much easier for us because it's just like one like sun or moon. But anytime we did interiors, a lot more complicated.
Can someone speak to the fruit in the bowl? Apparently, this was a thing. Did something happen with the fruit in the bowl?
Oh gosh.
Well, that's another thing for lighting. Because the sets are rendered in a completely separate package than the characters. There's a lot of limitations for the characters to get them to look the way they do, but there's like not as many limitations for the environment. So there's a lot of bounce lights and things that make it look realistic. And one of the problems was that it was too realistic.
The fruit was?
Yeah, there's a bunch of bounce light,
I just
colored
remember
light.
hearing like no more fruit in a bowl ever again. I was like, I didn't look into it because we were so busy with other things. I was like, okay.
Well, the sound design for it was horrendous. It was so hard to do. I mean, a banana in a bowl.
Did you place bananas in a bowl?
Hey man, I placed bananas in a bowl and then recorded it in a room, and I let them just sit there.
That's intense.
That's funny.
And they were in bowls, not in tents.
That's right. They would be camping then.
But this too, we also, so from volume 3, we had upstairs of the house, but we had to build the entire first floor of this cabin. So this set is everything outside of it as well as what's inside of the cabin. And I remember the materials, getting all that stuff cleaned up and correct for you guys in lighting. It took a bit of time because there's so many objects on this in this house.
Well, we reused this set in like multiple chapters. You know, like we're in different rooms in different chapters, but yeah, like the whole set was built. So making sure the lighting was right for that particular room, for that particular chapter, is the way to go.
At least that you didn't have to deal with the grass on the outside.
No grass, thankfully.
Let's not speak of grass.
This relationship, I really enjoyed kind of how they accentuated the relationship with Taeyang and Yang here. Like, he's kind of digging in at her, rather. And
you think that
it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be so offended. Everybody else is like, what the?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice moment. I remember reading that in the script.
Yeah.
She's not, though. Spoiler.
This goes to a dark place really quickly.
So one thing, too, about the lighting is in every scenario, every scene, you want to make the characters look pretty much as pretty as possible, which was a challenge in this case because all the lights were coming from overhead. If you just place lights overhead for the characters, their hair and like all their face casts these pretty nasty shadows. So this was a good challenge for lighting to make sure their faces were lit pretty. And the challenge of consistently trying to light them pretty, even though it might not necessarily match all the rest of the set lighting. That's one of our goals throughout the entire season. But
so do you just set points where the light comes from, like sources, and then as the animation moves, it kind of dictates where the shadows cast?
Yeah, initially we just put the character lights where the set lights are, and see where it lands. Most of the time it does not land very pretty. And then you have to modify those light positions to
be
beauty
flattering.
like them. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is turned out to be pretty complicated. And you have multiple artists working on the same scene. So that getting the consistency down from artist to artist is a challenge as well.
Now, did we have the new camera tools in place for the lines at this point?
I don't think so.
So this was right around the time. I think those new camera tools came in maybe around episode 6. I want to say.
Yeah.
Definitely in the works, like for multiple chapters.
Yeah. I think we had some scripts, but not the actual tools to help you guys actually work faster.
Yeah, lines were always well, not always, but at the beginning was a huge issue. Consistent line widths, and if a character is far away, then comes into camera.
Beautiful. That's nice. Rack focus.
Mm-hmm. We use that in a couple of places. Like I think I mentioned that on the last commentary.
Oh, there is grass out there, but it's just very sparse compared to later
That's
on.
round 1 of grass.
Yeah.
The set had like 5 different bouts.
A lot of evolution on that end there.
It's fun to see these older episodes though, and see the progression we made. To later chapters.
I can't get over how good the characters look in this season.
Yeah, I was watching season 3 a couple days ago and just comparing the characters specifically.
Yeah.
And it's night and day.
Yeah.
Like, they look great right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually the set. This set's used in the intro of the show.
Oh, when they the
they're-
Petrogygos.
It's when they're just
like,
before
no,
that.
it's like there's a bunch of Grims. There's a bunch
It's when
of
you see
attacking.
Crow.
Oh, yeah.
They're walking in like crow forms.
I like how it panned in the intro, how it panned from character to character, introducing them. Yeah, it's surprising that they haven't run into more Grims.
Man, I've been wanting to say to Higanbana, like before this episode came out, I had heard that line so many times. I wanted to like tweet it. And I'm like, probably shouldn't say this. Oh, Crow. Oh yeah, and Raven.
Yeah.
At some point, we had to stop using Crow and Raven sounds in like the ambiences as to not allude to anything that wasn't actually there.
Yeah, fans would pick that up.
Yeah.
Oh god, here we are.
Ah, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, they turned out great, but we had I remember.
That's cool. I like that.
Getting the set built and up and running, especially with a shot like this. It seems like a simple shot, but it was. It took a few revisions and layout just to make sure it lined up, and then we had to make sure the proxies and the final looked correct once we did this long camera shot.
And that was actually effects created rain, as opposed to like chapter, I don't know, 10 I think, which was comp.
Yeah, I think that was
like
one
a
of their
full 2D comp.
One of their first. They had a few early shots. There was the water in chapter 1. I think that was another one.
They both look
as
great.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, and the all the breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I love the way that waitress character came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Like
one of
all
our
her shading and lines look.
One of the
animators. Yeah, Kim Newman.
Yeah.
She's the voice for that.
Kim is an awesome animator, by the way.
Yeah, just a lot. Like her work on all the fight scenes it's always amazing. She would come over and kind of give us some guidance when we were working on the Knuckleave. Kind of give us some ideas.
This character.
Oh, Raven.
Just look at all that hair. Oh man, yeah, she had so much hair that we didn't realize she had another tuft of hair on the back of her head when we did a first pass on her, and then when we compared the Rwby 3 model back to this one, we're like, oh, we missed a patch of hair. So rigging had to go back in and get that all set up again.
What do you want? A girl can't just catch up with her family.
This whole scene here, from this point until the very end when she disappears, Alina did some really, really detailed work on a lot of the intricacies of the glass moving and the ice and placement, chair, etc. It's like you can really tell that she puts a lot of effort into these smaller scenes, even the going around the rim of the glass there.
That's not
rhetorical.
You're talking about the sound and the audio of that?
She just went incredibly hyper detailed with a lot of it, which is really neat.
Definitely pulls it together.
Once, because that was your rule.
And when we're like, at least when lighting is working on these shots, we don't have the audio. It's not even probably created at the time when we light these. So
yeah,
getting that in there,
it's crucial.
It's either we try to help you guys in advance, and if we can, give you some guidance, or lean on y'all for what you've placed in.
I love these shots. I think we need some more of these shots.
Like the top down?
Yeah.
And which we are you referring to?
Wait a minute. I think it's coming up.
I remember too in this scene.
You should come back, Raven.
His hands were too small.
Yeah.
We had to adjust that.
His hands were too small.
Well, we had to make it so we put a control on so you could scale his hands whatever size you wanted. But initially, his hands were like little baby hands.
I've heard the stories of Crow's baby hands.
That's part of Crow's character.
Well,
that's why
one of his
he is the way
powers.
he
His
is.
hands just grow everyone.
It's a semblance.
Yeah.
As long as he can like wrap his hands around that liquor.
Yeah, that's it. It's whatever it takes shape of the size of the glass bottle he's drinking from.
I saw. People of Shion saw too.
The weak die.
Yeah, but her character was pretty intricate. She
I know. I'm looking at all her hair.
It's their hair, and then I don't know if you can see around her waist, but she has like 5 different belts on, which always terrifies rigging when they see that.
Hey man, more belts to keep her pants up.
Yeah, that and then the necklaces. Yeah, she just has a lot of little pieces. But they did a great job with her.
If you don't know.
I'm excited to see more of her.
Yeah, she's a cool looking character.
Yeah.
And her helmet.
Kind of curious about that helmet. I haven't thought to ask yet, but I'm very curious about it. What it's made of, where'd you get it, that kind of thing.
It looks very grim-like. to
Yeah.
me.
It looks very
Uh-huh.
like the rest of what the White Fang have too.
True.
I don't know.
True.
Oh shoot! I missed the one shot that I wanted to comment on. I love it. Where how the camera moved, and it was a long shot showing the two of them, and it had the rungs of the spindles.
Uh-huh. You're talking about of like the
railing?
Yeah, the
railing, and it was panning from or trucking from left to right.
Yeah.
Or dialing, whatever, and that was just a really cool shot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right.
I looked away at the wrong moment.
We had to be really subtle with her arm, but I think it turned out pretty good.
She's getting out. Get a tan.
Yeah.
White body.
A tan and metal.
Hey, I'm Patrick. I'm the art director of Rwby.
Hey, I'm Tony. I'm the pipeline technical director.
Joe McDonald, lead storyboard, camera, and layout.
And I'm Sean, technical producer.
Ooh, Joe, using your last name. Way to go.
Oh.
Make us all
Well, there's a lot of Joes here now.
Water.
Oh, water. Why do you?
Water and crowd.
Wow.
Gotta
Straight
shout
up,
out
this-
to the tech team for
Oh, yeah.
all the work that went into getting crowds.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a lot of work. There was a lot of comp work in here.
Yeah. The tech team spent a lot of time, getting like custom tools set up to get all these crowds. Of course, the environment's like really spaced out, so it doesn't look that crowded, but that's a lot of people on screen at once.
Yeah, we'll say this is probably the most pure crowd that we've ever had at Rwby. Probably just because we've had like the shadow people and stuff like that from past seasons.
Right.
But in terms of like diversity, this is pretty big.
I love this scene, but I hate how hard it was from the tech side. I didn't even realize this was the tech. Like, this was the episode. I was going to start off with tech. Because speaking of shadow people, we almost had that. Because at one point, all of the characters decided they would turn into the same person. And then we had to go back and fix that, which was interesting. That and the water was just like, how many times can we re-render this?
Yeah.
Well, this also turned into be one of the all-faunus crowd as well. So when we got the initial crowd pass in, then there was the layering going into all the antlers and ears, and a lot of them have really long dresses for their walk cycles, which were really hard. Like her right there had a lot of clipping in her legs.
Oh man, but it turned out so well.
And
that's the thing. Like every time, every time that we do something like, oh, this scene, it's like, and then we see it, it's like, okay, that was worth it because that's really awesome.
It does turn out pretty.
I love that shot. And shout out to the animators. I think Kim did a lot of it, but I can't remember who else. But the ears on Blake this season are just.
Yeah, Asha, I think.
Yeah. That's right. She did too.
Yeah, a lot of the ear. Just the characteristics of like with the dialogue and everything that really, really turned out nice. It's a nice little additive.
Yeah, I love all of her cat stuff.
Yeah.
They just knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
But this island, this town.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember at one point, it was earlier on, if you go back, you may be able to see some remnants of it. Get it? You may be able to see some like little inklings of it, but there's this dude that's crouching in the background, and at one point he was 2 dudes in one, like mesh melded together.
Oh, right.
From render to render, and it looked fine, but it wasn't until I want to say like Alex or somebody going like, wait, what happened there? And it was like, oh,
don't judge.
Okay.
Well, there was lots of crowd issues with this earlier on that tech solved. Man. We'd get scenes fully rendered out and finished like this, and then we'd play it back and be like, why is it all the same person walking in the crowd?
Oh man.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I love this place. I've been to Japan. I've been to Hawaii. Combining them both would be like, if I could visit here, that'd be awesome.
Right.
It's just been
So, anybody else get a little choked up when Blake's mom comes out?
No.
You have no soul.
I know that. That was not a question.
Yeah.
Kitty door knockers.
It gets me.
Does it? Just because it's like
yeah,
a child
it's-
reuniting with their family.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
it's-
okay, I'm a parent too, and
That's
I imagine
true.
my kids coming back, especially after being separated for a long time. It was really poignant.
I forget what is the name of the voice actress that plays Kali? I can't remember it off the top of my head. Do you guys remember?
I cannot.
I apologize. I am terrible with names. So
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's
We
a
had
terrible
so many new.
question for
We
me.
had so many.
See, because I can't
new
remember
voice
his name
actors.
either, and he's one of my
Right.
favorite voice actors.
Although forever, there's
By
a
the way,
gif
Pat,
where there's
the design
eyeballs.
for Gira. We hate you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I think I can't remember if it was Tim or Brian. The shoulder thing. They were just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing: when I design characters, I never think of the future. I think of
How
what
will this
looks
work?
the coolest, and I'm like, we'll make it work. Like, here you go. And I just put a curse on everybody. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I had to animate a character with huge like shoulder pad things a while back, like a licensed character, and ever since then I was like, "Rah." I didn't envy them having to do his.
Yeah, the only thing about his
I love
like,
the expression on Blake.
This
was it here?
the anger. No, it's,
No, the shot where she does that shocked kind of like, ah.
Well, you see, sir, it's just.
I remember reading this script and going, "Oh man, this is gonna be cool," and then seeing it with all the expressions was even better. Like everybody did such a great job of like, oh, this is exactly how this would be. Like it played out so well. Although there's that gif where in Gira's chest hair there's eyeballs.
There.
Yeah.
That expression.
And I can't unsee that every
Right,
every
right.
time after that. Thanks whoever decided to be creative with Photoshop.
I
in
wanna
Office.
I wanna release more detail about the shoulder pad for Gira. Just because the 3D's good, and you
Yeah.
can get inklings of it here and there, but there's a lot of detail, a lot
There's
of
a
like
whole lot of detail, yeah, and it's
a
in
lot
the
of
model.
curves
It's
and
just,
stuff like
I
that.
think,
Yeah, it's just a lighting. Sometimes doesn't dictate it very well. The line art doesn't.
Oh man. Now
we,
I want Art of Ruby book, like hardcover, thick, like
Yeah,
like
no.
books from Japan that
I
you
would-
get that are just like as much stuff
I'm
as
not-
possible.
I will not confirm nor deny.
Right.
I want it.
Yeah.
So
So,
I love seeing the mocap sessions they did for these two guys. It was I think it was Rachel and can't remember who else was it, but just seeing like their actions
Oh, yeah,
of like
yeah.
their bowing and all that stuff.
So I love how each one of them has one aspect of the
Fennec
fox.
fox.
Yeah, yeah.
What we've heard?
Are they supposed to be brothers?
Firsthand.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
fanatics
That's cool.
slaughtered people.
What is she talking about?
What is she talking
Precisely what we came to discuss.
Gosh, I wish I remember his name.
Yeah.
Her
Is
name.
everything all right?
Wait, you guys seriously don't know?
No.
See, we're all getting sucked into this.
Yeah, I
story.
know. I know. It's so
Yeah, I
hard.
think
Like,
it's like,
I just
the White Fang are good, right?
Yeah.
It's also been enough time, you know, in the trenches that like going back to older episodes. You know, like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah, that's
man,
the
I
thing.
remember
It's
this.
like this feels like a while back.
Is this
No, probably because it was. I think it's a little while back, wasn't it?
It was.
So I can't help but look at those chains going across Gira's chest and thinking about his chest hair getting snagged
Oh
in those
yeah,
all the
no,
time.
just ow, ow! I just pinched my
Right.
chest hair. See, they're smart. They have ropes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Originally, I think Gira actually had like, I think he had straight up chain.
Yeah, he had originally it was chains, and then we looked at it just from the sort of rigging.
Yeah, and they were
how's
like,
it going to work
no,
with the
no, I was
rest
like,
of the
oh,
movement? I
okay.
think Brian was like, "Can we please?"
I was like, fine.
Beacon wasn't the first
It would be all boring. Sure. Metal rope.
Had their suspicions of a splinter group, but they could prove
I love
nothing
how the
until
ears
this
came
latest
out.
incident.
Mm-hmm.
Incident?
Yeah, it took a bit of finagling because it was just like, okay, how do you get that bunched up fur?
Right.
Especially in 3D. I think we nailed it pretty hard. I do have a few changes that I'd like to make, but
Well, that
This is really
and
good.
his collar there, that furry.
Oh, yeah.
That thing was such
I
a.
loved seeing Tim's expression when he saw the concept for that because it was just like, hey, yeah, no, I'm not making this easy. It's fur.
Yeah, that was
Undercloth covered by metal pieces.
Right.
And also, you know, again from the tech side, figuring out how all that works and in pencil to make sure that everything comes out, anime looking. That was really cool. I think it works really well though.
I think he looked really good.
As much time as we had to spend, in the tech department figuring it all out and with lighting, I think the whole look and feel just really pulled together this season.
It came together fantastically. Yeah, it was definitely the prettiest season of Rwby thus far.
It is a wearying fight after all.
We're gonna make it even prettier next year.
Who says I'm done fighting?
Her expression's just so cool. It gets me every time.
I want to see some cosplays of these guys this year.
Oh, right. I would love to see two brothers just
walking around
in silence.
Not saying a word.
talking.
That would be awesome.
Please make this happen.
Yeah.
Because I want to see that some of beers. Somebody will, right?
I love cosplay of like art characters. Oh, I can't wait to have somebody put together a gear costume.
Right.
If you could pull that off.
Yeah.
I want to take a
think,
picture with you.
One of my favorite moments when a bunch of us were down at one of the conventions down in Houston last year. Gray ran up to some girl cosplaying as Rwby. Was like, "Hey, can I get my picture with you?" And you could just tell she knew who he was. She was just like, "Ah!"
Oh, I thought she was gonna be like, "I'm creeped out by this old man."
Just like,
all of the White Fang reveal stuff.
Favorite character, best character, not Tyrion. Waitress.
The waitress, yeah. Duh. Everyone's.
I was hoping you.
So, are you in on Pat on everybody saying that Brian is Tyrion? Brian Mom. What a cool ending.
Hi, I'm Dustin, lead animator.
I'm Joe, the lead storyboard, camera, and layout department.
Tony, tech director, Pipeline TD.
And I'm Patrick. I'm the art director for the series. Oh, no last name for you this time?
Not this time.
No fancy last name? At least I'll know you from the last episode, if you're watching this in sequence. Hopefully you are. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Lots of walking in this
Yeah.
episode.
I was about to say, I was like, walking, map.
Yeah.
That was a new
and a map.
accent.
That's right.
Oh, we kept running tally of how many times he drops the map. And you're
Really?
like, man, you really should. I hope he's picking them back up. If not, they spend a lot of money on maps.
I remember one of the most frustrating things about this episode when it was on the Friday, night of putting this together, and I think you'll see it. It's not in here right now, but at one point we were just like, cool. We were doing our final review, and the eyebrow lines are known to be a thing.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Survivors.
And I usually catch him pretty well. Okay, so it's not in this one. But he lifts his map as they're coming over the ridge, and his eyebrow lines are right in front of the map. And I was like, how did I not?
It's his extra semblance. Eyebrows.
Eyebrow lines go. You can't see anything through anything. No, it's just the eyebrows puncture through things.
It's not a really useful one,
Super jumping over.
but necessary.
Yeah.
Whenever they drop the map that time, that actually is the last time we see the map, just to be clear.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're out of maps.
That is
It's just
they don't have a map
that's
now.
it. Who needs maps anyway? We have signs.
That's right.
That say one word.
Ani Yuri. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
Who had the majority of this fight?
The fight, that was me, Millie, and Chris. Is that right? Yeah.
Years ago.
That's right. I don't know anymore. Yeah, no, it was. They actually did the majority of it.
Frustrated with the council.
I only had a handful of shots. I more just kind of oversaw the whole thing.
With their own laws.
Oh, it's so good though, man.
Yeah, it was a cool start.
hope that one
Because
day,
of course, this is the setup for the
maybe even become
actual
its own
fight.
kingdom.
That was the next episode.
Many thought
Stay tuned for that.
future.
But yeah, no, just setting the build up for everything, getting this whole
I know my parents.
the stage kind of ready for this whole big hullabaloo.
What
We get to reveal the tail too, right?
Yeah, in 7 we got it to
Or no, it happens in. Is this 6? This is
No, it doesn't.
It's not.
It happens in 7.
Nah,
I thought it happens in 7.
nah. I animated it.
No, because Crow comes up in 7. He didn't come in 6, does he?
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, he
in
saves her in
6.
6. That's right. I'm a dumb. Birds.
Come on.
think
Check
we
out
had
those
to go
shadows.
through. I think we had to go through 3 times with that bird shot because we were like, no, the cloud's in front of it. Okay, no, now the birds are slightly off center. No, now the clouds and the birds are different places. Oh yeah, that scratch that you guys saw a little while ago on there, that was a 2D element that I dropped in at the last minute.
Nice.
Awesome, because we never had anything there. It was just like, oh, he's supposed to be rubbing something.
Oh yeah. Oh, singing.
Yeah, why singing that she hasn't done since the White
Yeah,
trailer? Yeah.
More crowds.
Oh yeah,
Always.
Joe.
We
These
spent a
damn it.
long time filling up this auditorium.
Did we ever end up using the cards?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
okay,
gonna ask if-
okay.
They're all in those upper decks
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah.
and in the lower decks,
Yeah.
except for a few like these shots here where we
Yeah.
put the 3D crowds in. But
Is it just like the first few rows, I guess?
Yeah. It was a lot of tech and
Those are
light
cards.
and
Those are
you know
definitely cards.
layout, talking to each other. Spent a lot of time hanging with Joe and the team, figuring this out.
Shout out to
I
Ian.
was super.
Shout out to Ian.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Me
Nice.
and him actually both did.
Oh, very nice.
I was super stoked for this, like being a musician. Like, oh man, that's cool. Finally getting to see like a stage
Something
setting. This
actually
is really.
happening,
His stupid clown.
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Most punch-worthy character.
Yeah.
One of the. So sad. It's okay.
yeah, those crowds were
This
hard.
shot-
These crowds were the hardest.
I think
This
I just-
shot
yeah.
was not fun for many people.
I definitely have tech PTSD from this of like how it's just doing that now.
Conference
Great.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, when
yeah,
we set these
everybody-
up, there was lots of glitches going on. So every so often, you'd find things in the crowd that were like, "That's not supposed to be
Yeah, there
there."
was a dude like walking backwards at
Yeah.
one point, and then some other lady going
Drink
like
trays would
inside
show
of
up.
another lady.
Hey, all the glasses crash everything now. Is that supposed to happen?
That was the other thing too.
Oh.
Glass color consistency.
Yeah.
Like that was a pass on its own.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I think because there was like an.
There's black
asset.
line sometimes, and there's blue line sometimes. Then there's the orange.
Well,
and
there's
then
the drink with the
liquid.
orange wedge, and
Yeah.
there's a drink with a lime wedge.
Yeah.
and-
Lime with the.
What was
coconut.
the most amount of characters in a shot, Joe? That you guys
In
populated?
this one, I think there's like over 200 people in this that Nate set up, and then we got a simpler way of putting them all in together into shots, so we could like bulk dump people into shots.
Just do crowds,
But it was still a lot of just going back and forth and being, oh, that guy's not in that. Oh crap! Okay, now we're gonna see him. We should be over there. So yeah, lots of these were just like hand tweaked
Alejandro
to get them in there. Yeah.
think so.
Oh, and this also on this one we had to do a whole nother pass. Like once all of them were in there, like they weren't reacting to anything, so we had to go back through.
Yeah,
like,
the reaction passes
Yeah,
that
we did
Star
reaction
did
pass.
for this.
Everybody was just
amazing.
smiling.
Yeah.
Everybody was having a good old time.
Yeah, I think it worked out well, but man, when we were doing that, I was just like, ugh, 'cause all the shots are so heavy, and you have to go and
Yeah.
like make sure each person is
So
like
just
actually
chugs.
doing something.
Hey, look, it's a douchebag.
I know. I saw your performance. Obviously.
I can't remember what we.
And I promise I'm not just.
I think at one point, Carrie was saying, or we were asking Carrie, was like, well, what's this dude, Henry Marigold? And he was just like, I think he was like, well, Neptune, but douchier. It's like, oh, okay.
I think we got that
fancier and
kinda
douchier.
note as well.
It's like, all right, sweet.
Pricey for a painting.
I think
It's to raise
Harley
money.
and Paula did most of this stuff. I think.
For what?
I'll admit, I only come
Yeah,
to
we're never
these
gonna do a
things for the
cocktail
food
party
and
again.
drinks. And the extraordinary company.
But now we have all the tools to do it. So
cocktail party on a
Yeah.
boat with a fire.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Let's set this up.
Boat's on fire.
Oh no.
With the giant grim dragon in the background.
Yeah,
Great.
of course.
Escort you out.
But I haven't done any.
Leave.
Oh.
That's right.
Whatever.
Hey, Tom, go.
You tell him.
A very angry man.
I think wasn't that asset called Angry?
I think
Angry
yeah,
Businessman?
angry businessman.
businessman.
He lives up to his reputation.
He knows what he is.
The liquor
He's
doesn't.
angry.
Yeah, the liquor doesn't help.
I love this entire sequence with the Borbertusk when it comes in. It was probably my favorite sequence of the entire show. What?
I think that dude just kept walking. In one of the cuts.
Nothing to see here.
You're all just standing around talking about nothing.
I don't know if you're in the service industry. That's pretty much on par. It's just like don't pay attention. Nope, just keep doing what you're doing. Yep.
Oh man, somebody needs some glasses somewhere. Cocktails, everybody.
Yep.
Whenever the Borbertusk pops up here, we actually have a animator named Sean who works off site, and so I had to like explain to him like what basically was gonna happen, and he just kind of animated it on his own, like in an empty scene. And then when we get the animation back from him, then we drop it in like after the fact. So the animators had a tough like schedule on this one, so they didn't have to worry about messing with the creature.
That's cool. He did a great job. I miss having him in the office.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Cool dude. Now he's over in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia.
Looks out like a badass.
Right.
Why do you have your
just
gun on
drops
you?
Where's your gun to a party?
Texas. All of Texas.
The show was made in Texas, therefore everybody has a gun on them.
Yeah. At parties.
Yep.
Ren senses.
I like how his hand goes up. We're just like, oh, we should be quiet. It's like, oh, sorry, dude. We didn't mean to make no noise. Oh. Oh. Keep doing
I have that as my wallpaper.
Oh, really?
That shot of him.
Yeah, when we started laying out these sequences, we were all super excited. Just, oh man, it's gonna be so badass.
Yeah, when Carrie told me like Scorpion Final, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, when
Okay, cool.
when I-
Weapons, claws.
when I first saw this, and Yoon Hao was laying it out, was doing the storyboards, I was like, okay, there's this movie, Operation Scorpio. Just watch this stuff.
Whoa.
And I love Kung Fu, so I was like,
oh, yeah.
here's all of the movies you should see.
Nice.
Or you, or well,
We had so we animate the fight, but Tyrion has to have this fucking cape on, not cape, jacket.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to deal with the jacket at first when we're just blocking it out. So then at the end we had to do a pass. So it was just like jacket pass.
Once again.
Oh yeah.
Said in the last episode, you weren't here for it. I did not make character designs easy for later on.
No.
I think once he takes his, I don't.
Once it's off, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because he has more full motion, and also right now his tail. Spoilers. It looks like his belt. Which was also just fun because I was just like, well, how are we gonna hide that? Carrie was saying like, we'll just put up like a spine. I was like, that's a little too obvious still. I was like, wait, no. It looks like braids. It's a braided leather belt.
Yeah.
I love that little blur that we got on him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that was Alex Leonard. He just added in there and it was like, yep, no, that works really well.
Man, I love the way he fights. It's so
Yeah,
good.
he's fun. Did we always have that crack in her lens?
I don't know actually.
I can't remember if we did or not.
I know like
I didn't notice at one point. I was like, oh, that's neat. Like it makes sense. Because the rest of it's kind of damaged, so I guess that got a little crack too.
I don't know. I can't remember if we did that this season because we like dirtied up some stuff, like kind of right.
Yeah, like we did it in the tournament last year, where we like made some changes, but I don't know if we did it then.
Oh. Yes. Oh, Hero worked on this too. I don't think I mentioned him earlier.
Cool.
He did that.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, we had to specially request a jacket asset that had a hole for his tail because he hadn't taken it off till
Dude,
there.
just make a cup with like spikes on it and just plug it in. Ta-da!
Yeah. Oh, I guess whenever he jumps up and he takes off the jacket, originally I think they were gonna do a sim for that, but they didn't get to it or whatever. And so actually what it is I have two Tyrions in there, and I have to like turn. I had to ask for the rig to be able to turn off his body and just animate his jacket falling. So there's 2 Tyrians, but the other
that's
body is
cool.
just turned off.
Yeah,
I was wondering how you guys did that.
Wow, that's so cool. I remember having to tech that, and like people were like, there's supposed to be 2 Tyrians. No, it's the jacket. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Oh, this flyby shot. I don't know why, but the silver blur, everything like that, it made it just look really, really cool. Ow.
That's such a cool transition. Good job, everybody. Put that together.
Purple eyes. Purple eyes means it's poison. A bunch of people were asking questions about this. It's like,
oh yeah, I did see that too.
It's poison mode.
I'm in a tuba of Wukam and fight scorpions.
Wow. Wow.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Reynolds. I'm the post-visual supervisor.
I'm Joel Mann. I'm one of the lead animators.
Tony Salvaggio, tech director, Pipeline Tech.
And I'm Zane Rutledge, lead compositor for the second half of the season.
And we begin in Oscar's bedroom.
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite lit sets this entire season. Just really creates a really great atmosphere.
It's great. Yeah, great mood. I think it complements the scene well. We had a lot of that this season. We really tried to put more emphasis on the lighting and rendering and ultimately compositing of all these shots to try to push a little bit more of the mood compared to previous seasons, and I think it really played out nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking over the shoulder. There was even moments where okay, color correction between scenes to make sure it all flowed together.
Yeah,
everything like that. That was really neat to see it come together.
The scene was really easy for me to mocap. I'm always talking to myself in my head, so this is pretty easy.
You mocap Oscar also?
Yeah, no, I did a lot of mocap this season. In fact, I think I pretty much did mocap in almost every shot in this episode, so I can speak a lot to that.
I think Rick Guerrero composited this whole sequence, and he did a really nice job. I think the only shot that was a real pain was this one that's coming up. That this is this crazy long, 360 degree around his head. Mostly because when you light a sequence like this, when we're doing these toon shaded characters and you set up your lighting, you're always cheating your highlight on one side, you're putting it on the correct side for lighting, but it is a cheat compared to the environment to make them look good, to make shadows look good, to make highlights look good. And in this case, you're not on one side of him, you're on every side of him, so you have to make every side look good, which is kind of impossible.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the biggest challenges we've faced this season with character rendering specifically. It was going to this two-tone shaded look on the characters, and especially with toon shading and 3D geometry, trying to get all the shapes, especially on the faces, to look clean and smooth is really a challenge, and especially when we're doing, like you mentioned, 360 camera moves or other complex moves or face blend shapes or whatever it is. Usually we see that stuff start to break down on the characters, but we spent a lot of time trying to clean a lot of that up this season.
Also with the lines with pencil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trying to get that and make sure everything lines up, that it looks correct in the camera from all manner of field of view and everything like that. Definitely Tech had a challenge in making sure that we're like, okay, wait, you did what? All right, we'll fix that.
Well, luckily you guys and Jarrett especially built a lot of awesome tools that we were able to use to help streamline a lot of this stuff. So it was it actually helped out. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to complete the season.
Yeah, I realized. I was looking. I was like, oh man, I think we pretty much revamped every piece of software this time.
Yeah,
like that really hit home. Just the other day after we shipped it, like, oh wow, we still shipped it. Yay, the whole team, and you guys let us fix that stuff underneath. So I always picture it like the latest Mad Max where they're like
fixing things while the truck is driving.
That's kind of, yeah.
I think that's kind of
pretty
what,
accurate.
That was this season, absolutely.
That's how it felt from the tech side. Like, no, oh, carburetor problems. Let me climb out on the hood. It's fine.
The bumpy road did smooth out over the course
It
of the
did.
season,
It
though.
did.
By the end of it, though, some of those line issues and stuff had kind of the wrinkles had kind of fallen out.
I really love everything in the Schnee household. Like all the whole, like something about the color palette and the way everything comes together. Like anytime there's a Weiss scene, or just even like the library study, all of that gray blue stuff just works. Every time I don't know, something about it just really hits home for me.
And one thing we did differently with this environment, specifically the Schnee Manor stuff, was we made use of reflections on things like the floors and obviously the mirror in this shot. And a lot of the other sets we didn't really put that in there, but I think it does help sell kind of the elaborate, rich sort of mansion that they live in.
Yeah.
The clean, look of it all.
And with everything we revamped, we were able to render all the reflections and not worry.
Yeah.
Rwby 13, we were like, oh no!
3 hour render times per frame. What are we gonna do?
So yeah.
Well, Rob definitely deserves some kudos for the looks of a lot of this. Brett Harding worked on it, and along with Alan Matthewman, worked on this sequence, and Brett actually owned a lot of Schnee locations throughout, a lot of Weiss stuff throughout the season.
Yeah. And all these interactions are great. Joel, your team just really did. We got a lot of time to really sell, like, we'd seen the other families, seeing Blake's family, and you guys really sold it on all these interactions, which are, everybody thinks of Rwby as all the fights. But this stuff is like, it's still solid and it's still challenging to, as an animator and actor, so.
Yeah, even from a motion capture perspective, we've really improved this year, even beyond last year. Last year was the first time we were actually able to get multiple people in a room for Rwby and actually film the scene. So this year we were able to actually kind of like sit and really have the time to kind of like hone in on our performances and do multiple rehearses. And last year, a lot of times we a scene this long, like we would have to like do like anywhere between 5 to 8 different setups. But this year, because we've been able to like really get into the characters and learn the dialogue more, like this scene we probably did it in like maybe 3 different like rehearsals and recordings.
That's
so
cool.
it's like we can go longer now and get like stronger performances.
Yeah, the team just knocked it out of the park. Because in some ways, sometimes, like with a fight, you have like this through line.
Yeah.
Whereas in these, you have to really pace yourself and worry about what all the emotions are. And then also, we don't do facial capture. It wouldn't really work for these anyway.
Yeah.
So everybody pulling on the... I was really impressed, I work in tech now, but I used to be an animator, and so when I see these, I'm like, oh man, yeah, like that's how to sell it. That's really good. Your team just killed it on all of these.
Yeah, and we all have to really work together because, like, especially now that our team has grown to the size it is. I think by the end of the season, I think we had like 20 animators on the team, and one of the most challenging aspects is like making sure that everyone's performances are consistent. So a lot of times, even a scene is like it's quite often shared between 3, maybe even 4 animators. So we really have to work together and like make sure that our we're using the same tools and techniques to make sure that our performances are consistent. And I think we've definitely improved on that this season as well.
Yeah, all of it's really solid.
Yeah.
And everyone hates Whitley.
Yeah, well,
that was out of the blue, but
they
I just had to
should.
get...
Yeah, when that scene where she shuts the door alone, you're just like, oh, more punching of Whitley.
Did you play Whitley too?
Yeah, man, I got to play all the assholes this season. Jacques, Whitley, Tyrion. I'm good at sarcasm. Just complete douche, and that's me to a T.
Well, I was going to say it, but...
Yeah, someone's got to say it.
I would think those would be the most fun to do, though.
They are, especially Tyrion, like, being able to just cut loose and, be the me that I would actually love to be if, I, didn't have, a job and all that. Like, whenever I'm playing Tyrion, I try to imagine, okay, if I just said, screw this animation career, I just want to become a career supervillain, Tyrion is who I would be. So it's really easy to get in there.
All those times that you're a scorpion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that's Tyrion and Crow's fight in this is why this is probably my favorite episode of the.
Speaking of.
Yeah, we talked about it. I talked about it in the previous one, but I was really happy too because, I showed some of it came through, but definitely when Yunhao was doing stuff, I decided, oh man, here's this cool kung fu movie, Operation Scorpio, where this dude does all these scorpion moves.
Yeah.
And I'm being that huge kung fu fan, like when I saw this on paper, I was just like, oh. I definitely could not wait to see, and you guys just destroyed it. It's so good. It's even better. Like I pictured in my head as cool, and then the animation team made it cooler than that. And man,
every animator has like that one fight that they want to work on, or the one they want to request working on. And for me, like this is the first time I was like, okay, this is a fight that I have to work on. I got to work on the Crow winter fight last season. I felt like, okay, this is just a continuation of that fight. It's like, last time it was kind of like a fun cockfight, but this time it's like, okay, we get to see Crow actually doing his thing. And it was really exciting, and the boards for this fight by Young Hao were just amazing. And
and this is the most, to me, being that fan, this is
Yeah.
the most Shaw Brothers. I'm a huge Shaw Brothers fan, so this is the most Shaw Brothers thing I think we've kind of done. And just watching was and then, in the middle of rendering and everything, I love that so good. All this crazy breakdance moves and everything. Oh, man.
And you just have the two most fun characters out of the entire season, duking out. We had a lot of fun just trying to figure out how these guys would fight. And,
yeah, man, I think I'm pretty sure this is my favorite fight.
Yeah.
In this season, it's just two badasses doing badass things, and how all the stuff he does with his tail. It's so good.
I let a lot of the comp team work on different pieces of this, and it kind of got spread around because everybody wanted to touch it, but I definitely saved a little piece of it for myself. This part coming up right here.
Yeah, this section right here is probably the only section of this fight that was actually mocapped for the fight.
I love.
It's one of my favorite bits.
I love his reaction of wait, you just punched me. We were having a sword fight. You just punched me.
It's so good, and this little smirk he gives is just so great.
Yeah.
Were there any particular challenges you guys came across when you were comping this that y'all had to overcome?
I did this section
for the point of discussion.
Loved it.
Zane zoned out.
Probably the rooftop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the part I saved, was the rooftop.
Yeah, that was probably the most complicated part of this fight to figure out because there were just a lot of moving pieces involved with it, and you don't see it as much, but every part of this building was rigged to move, so there's a lot of things, even subtle things that are happening in the background.
Kudos to you guys as well. There's so many great poses, held poses, and all of the reactions are really solid.
Yeah, no.
You can pull silhouettes off of huge chunks of each part, and that's really what makes a fight
for sure.
I love that.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Yeah, there's just an album cover or movie poster in just about every maneuver like that.
His voice actor is really solid too.
Yeah,
Tyrion's so crazy.
Yeah, no.
It's great.
His whole Shakespearean element when he speaks is kind of awesome.
I forgot we also mocapped that one shot where Tyrion blocks both at the same time. We actually did this. We actually redid this shot a couple times because we mocapped it and then it wasn't working right because we had done it only with two people and did one of the parts separately. Usually we're able to get away with stuff like that, but didn't work around this time, so we had to get three people in the suit and kind of rehearse and really kind of break down. It was for one shot, it's just a couple seconds long, but there was so much work that went into that one shot.
Those little floating pieces of cloth were just a little element that Pat just drew and handed me. and it just made the timing and made that shot work.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was it. Historical moment.
Like,
here.
whoa.
Cursing you, what?
Oh man. It just runs up.
I love the camera there. I love the little drifting.
Yeah,
Me, me falling to my knees. I can't tell you how many times I got stuck mocapping some character falling to their knees this season. Crow, Oscar, Tyrion. There's probably 3 more in there. It's just like I feel like I have catcher's knees now.
Yeah,
Like I probably have no cartilage left after this season.
That'll be your addition is knee pads for next season.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, I am Paula Decanini, Assistant Lead Animator.
My name is Rob. I'm the post-visual supervisor.
I'm Zane Rutledge, comp lead.
And I'm Tim Reed, lead modeler.
And here we are on chapter 8.
The campfire.
So this was a lot of just performance animation, because this comes right after the big fight scenes with Tyrion in the previous chapters. So now it's taking everything down and just explaining like what's really at stake and what's happening.
Did you guys mocap a lot of this animation?
Pretty much, yeah. With these rigs, a lot of tweaking has to be done with seating because they all have capes and skirts and stuff. So we, and with this shot this whole chapter was divided up between a lot of animators. So there was a lot of sharing of poses to make sure there was consistency between how they were sitting from one shot to the next.
She was young and experienced. And her assailant, who
Yeah, it seems like the sitting stuff usually is really tricky with all the clothes and all the different things. And I know we ran into that. Just a few kind of weird issues comping some of this to fix, like the legs going through the log or the capes going through the log or any of that stuff. We see that a lot with the seated characters.
Anybody who has tails like crows tend to, clip into whatever they're sitting on or not wrap nicely around a chair or under a log or whatever.
Yeah, we tend to put flowy bits coming off of almost every character. This was the year of like tailcoats. So.
Yeah.
As long as they don't sit down, it seems to be okay. But as soon as they rest.
They're always going to sit down.
It looks great when it works.
Yeah.
told you having silver eyes is a
How'd you guys go about modeling this scene?
Leo set up the set. It's using a lot of pieces from a lot of other sets that we did for previous episodes. You know, all the trees, the grass, the rocks. But of course, the logs and the rocks had to be up-res quite a bit for these scenes because you see them up close and they're a focal point. Especially when the shadow puppets start, we zoom right in on the rock. So it's like a special rock, like special textures.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about the environment on this scene especially is all the grass that we've been adding to this scene, and I know...
Yeah, grass was a huge thing this season. We actually added real grass, and a lot of it. And it caused problems. It's lots of nightmares for lots of people, but most of the time it turned out looking really good.
Yeah, it looks cool when it isn't, when you're not trying to like render it or upload it to the server.
Yeah, when it's not causing you pain, it looks nice.
Right.
I'll point out that this also featured Rob's nice anime-style fire on top of Quentin and Jeff's original Sims. They had a really nice fire model there that we needed to make graphic.
Yeah, they had a pretty realistic looking fire, the hero rock, that we put a bunch of filters on and smooth to make the fire look kind of anime. It went through about 10 iterations before it finally landed on this one. But let's talk now about story time with Crow and Zane.
This is great.
All the stuff that Zane did on this.
I love our 2D animation sequences.
Yeah, they're really cool. And this is a long one too. Like, what is this, like 3 minutes? Over 3 minutes?
It's got to be more than that. It felt like about 3 hours. Yeah, this got sprung on us a little late in the process. Even though I had done a bunch of World of Remnants, we go into those thinking we're going to crank them out in 2 days, and this one we really, I really wanted to step it up a little and give it a little, little extra love. But ultimately, I had to pull in reinforcements from Brett and Alex on this sequence because I just could not handle it on my own.
This is almost more visually complex than a lot of the World of Remnant stuff. There's a lot more happening, like with the shadows and the light kind of dancing on the rock.
Yeah, I love that effect that they're watching the shadows and the flickering flames. Yeah, I feel like that's great.
Yeah, but just in terms of complexity, like having a bigger, more complicated World of Remnant plopped into the middle of an episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little challenging.
We talked about some things that didn't actually make their way into this that I still thought would have been fun, like the shadows of the characters being in play during the thing, but it not only didn't make that much sense unless Ren was going to ask Crow to pass the flask or something, but we just it found the few attempts that I had at that felt a little distracting, so we ultimately let him fall out.
Yeah, this is a big exposition episode also.
Yeah, there were a bunch of running jokes around the studio, like have it cut back and just see Crow making like finger puppets.
I really liked that idea. Actually, I suggested that we just really shoot all of those as finger puppets and then just project it out on there. Save a little time.
Animation would have loved.
Yeah, their best friend.
Because finger animation is easy.
Yeah.
Now, I have a real preference for like a lot of our more subtle, quieter scenes of performance than like the big, cool action scenes. I mean, those are really cool, but I love this really subtle stuff too, because there was a lot of fun emotion you got to play with, because this is like one of the... Because Jean is normally like a really calm, easygoing guy, but you see him get angry in this. You see him yell and raise his voice, and there's a part coming up where Nora, you see her get scared, and I animated that, and like it struck me as I was animating it, like this, you never see Nora scared, and like that. Then it occurred to me, like, yeah, because she's worried about other people getting hurt, and that really kind of endeared me to the character already more than I already was, because just the idea that the only thing that scares Nora is like other people getting hurt.
Kind of like Blake too. Blake shares a lot of that quality, and we see that later in the season where she is talking to Son on the couch. Yeah, she's yeah.
And
Speaking of,
speaking of,
how about that?
Gotta shout out to the moon.
The moon.
Love the moon.
You can always go in and say hi.
and I love Blake's mom.
Everybody
Like,
loves Blake's mom.
we don't see a lot of great moms on this show. Callie's like the best mom.
Here. What? Where are you going?
Yeah, for this sequence, it's actually 2 different sets that we kept going in between, like when they go inside and when they go outside.
So the outside, like the porch area is one set, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
And there's a little bit of each part of both of those sets, and like if you open the door, you see the porch, but it's a different porch.
Can you talk a little bit about like the design of the house, the Belladonna house?
Yeah, it all kind of mostly works. So when you see it from the outside, we could point out every room that we see in the show and where it's at in the house. Sometimes we made the ceilings a little taller than they would be and whatnot, but it's just a big mansion that they live in. Pat and the concept team really hit it out of the park, just giving us awesome designs.
Yeah, I like how we can definitely see, now that we're outside of, in the other kingdoms, like in Atlas and in here, we can definitely see like the different architectural styles and...
yeah, they use different architecture. They have different materials to build from. You know, Menageries, lots of palm trees and stuff like that, and you can actually see that's the kind of wood that they use to build their buildings and everything. So
Yeah, whereas like in Atlas, it's a lot of marble and
yeah, it's very manufactured kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Up there. Yeah.
I'm fine. I don't need armor. I can look after myself.
I love that joke.
Armor
And look at his like thing that he's wearing. That's like his
Totally.
shoulder.
It's a total
He's only
dad
covering-
moment, right?
His armor's only covering his ass.
Hey,
like-
he's got the chest fur. He's covered. One of our producers here actually, his icon for Messenger is Gira's chest hair with eyes. It cracks me up every time.
Speaking of costumes that cause problems, the first time we ever saw him and all of the little spikes on the coat and whatever, and I was with Pat, and I was like, and who designed that?
Oh,
It's like, oh, I did.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should have seen the modelers when we saw that furry coat. We're like, ah.
And then the animators got it, was like, ah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the kind of furry part actually rendered with a lot of the toon outlines that we see around the characters, and it was just so distracting. I think we obviously took it off because it's not there anymore. But yeah, I think this particular costume caused a ton of problems for just about every department. I think.
Especially that initial viewing of it. Yeah, that where we didn't have it quite dialed in yet.
Yeah.
We weren't sure of what all was going to be a problem, and it was problems all the way around.
Even in this shot, he had his big shoulder armor, and he was going to have it on for this scene at first. But then once we saw how Blake had to be up next to him and had to be leaning on his shoulder, we
And
had
her
to figure
hair
out
is
how to take
already
off
a
that
mess.
piece of the armor.
You can't hug in shoulder armor,
No.
apparently.
Armor.
Oh my god, I just noticed that. Yeah, it's totally gone this shot.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that either until you mentioned it.
It's for when he's chilling at home. He doesn't want the big
Yeah,
thing.
he doesn't need that. Yeah, I remember this. It's always difficult in animation to have two characters coming in close contact with each other. I'm going to shout out to Aisha, one of our newer animators. I think she did a great job really injecting humor with that shot with Sun. She had fun with it, and I really enjoyed that, yeah.
There really is this crazy evil being behind these attacks, not just some thugs trying to be
Back to the campfire.
Back to the campfire.
Why doesn't the world know? Why isn't Atlas going after them?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I like this episode a lot as far as story goes. Like, John finally does. Yeah, he gets his chance to figure out what happened, why Perry did what she did.
Yeah, this whole season, I feel like you're really seeing John kind of come into his own and step up as a leader. And he's not taking things for granted. He's asking questions, thinking for himself more.
Well, the insight we finally get into Crow coming up here in a minute, with one of my favorite shots, I was just really happy that it explained, in many ways, the ending of the previous episode. The whole Rwby falling beam moment kind of, it is the explanation that sets that whole thing up and why he was trying to keep her out of the fight.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we've been setting that one up for a while through the season.
Did you know about that?
I knew about it last season, but before, like, at the end of last season. But before that, I had.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was, reading the script for this, and it's like, oh, Rwby just kind of, a beam falls seemingly out of random. I was like, that's kind of weird. And, like you get explained in, this chapter that it's a semblance that.
I love that shot.
Bad luck charm.
I tell you, that's my second favorite shot, actually, the sideways camera.
So what should we do?
It's also another moment for these kids to grow up and realize they can't always count on the adults. Like, and this especially becomes true later in the season when Crow, like at the end you find out he's too injured to fight. They really are going to have to be able to handle situations on their own.
Yeah, really, like right there, they're like, what do we do? And he's like, I don't know.
And they come up with plans, and they're going to break up the team, and then they realize, no, that was a bad plan, and they're learning and growing like a lot in this season. And I really enjoyed watching that character development unfold.
We're on our way to the headmaster. Haven't heard from him in a while, even before the attack. I'm hoping he has the answers.
And that bandage.
That
It's
bandage.
actually a different model of his whole torso just to get the bandage on there. And we had his cut, when he got cut, that was a model, his bandage. And then we had the purpley bloody bandage.
Right.
And like just kind of sorting through all those different versions, I know.
And then
got
his
to be a
hand,
bit of
when
an
he's
issue.
looking at the purple on his hand later on in the shot.
Well, we also
yeah.
had a red bloody hand too, so he goes through so many different states. Every time you see the character have something different about them appearance-wise, it's like
a long story.
It's a thing.
That's a
that we
whole
go through.
nother process. Like, it may be that a whole nother rig had to be built for that.
Yeah. Oftentimes it's a whole nother concept. Like it's drawn up, it's designed just like a new character almost.
Oh, here comes my favorite shot. Not this one.
Poking the fire.
But that fire looks great. Look
That's
at
nice,
that.
though. That's good.
The one where we're shooting through the fire and we actually learn about Crow's semblance.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
This one's
Yeah, how did y'all...
Little heat distortion at the
Did you work with
bottom.
effects on the fire there and getting the camera to look through?
Yeah, they didn't know whether that shot's actually a combination of multiple things, including pillaging some of their fires from previous shots, and probably the best $24.95 we spent on the whole that heat distortion filter. It's very subtly applied in it, but I really like it.
Turned out great. I remember seeing that shot in the storyboards and just being like, "That's gonna be interesting to pull off," but it turned out amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I always have that one shot from each episode that I'm like,
Yeah. We'll see those in reviews too. Like every time we come across the shot, it's like, yeah, man, that looks awesome. Every time we sit down and review something.
Ooh, not tonight.
There's that bird.
Tonight.
Been around for a couple seasons.
Is that the same bird?
Keeps getting upgraded, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's basically the same bird.
Yeah, that log falling out looked pretty good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Those embers were kind of a pain too.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Throughout, just because every shot needed a little.
She backhands him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool action sequence coming up here.
This is my favorite final line from Sun, I think, when he actually
When he runs off.
runs off. It's so good.
Have you seen the blooper of that shot?
Oh yeah, I've seen
It's
that.
so funny.
What is it? Just something somebody did? A bad.
Yeah, it was a bad cache,
Oh.
and it looked like a bad cache. I don't know exactly what happened, but he like explodes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We've got a few like really funny shots where a character's like, "I'm gonna run into battle," and then the mocap runs out and they just like strike a pose. There's one where Rwby just kind of strikes this pose like an 80s hit sitcom where you jump in the air and freeze frame. It kind of looks like that.
What I love is when audio gets a hold of some of those and just adds a little something special to make them work
Yeah.
that much better.
Yeah, Ilya was really an interesting character to create. Just the design and the changing colors and everything of it.
And I'm bringing your daughter back.
I totally called it. Yeah. So good.
Oh no! Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, this the campfire set really turned out nice. The lighting
Yeah,
at
the
nighttime
morning
and the
light
morning
looks
they-
great.
More of Rob's work.
It's really nice stuff.
Yeah, everyone.
And some
Everyone
others.
put in a lot of
Sleeping
work on
bags
this
are a
stuff.
pain.
Oh yeah, speaking of grass clipping through things.
The sleeping bag.
Yep.
And more grass, more problems.
Oh, and the introduction of the purple bandage.
You know, I did like one thing in character growth you see with Sean. We don't have time.
We're wrapping
Just,
up.
well, thank you for watching this episode of Rwby.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey everyone, this is Nick Todd. I'm the assistant producer in art and pre-production.
Zane Rutledge, lead compositor.
And I'm Quentin Holtz, one of the effects artists here.
And I am Krista Heiser. I'm the post-production producer.
So I think we should all talk about the main thing in this opening fight scene.
Oh God.
Grass.
The 3D grass.
Oh God. So we were all making jokes about this grass and how much we love 3D grass. So I don't know if it looks great.
It
Thankfully,
does,
It looks very
yeah.
good.
It does look good.
Drawing this grass in a scene was always a very tedious endeavor whenever we had to do it. So I think we painted the grass in this scene probably 3 times in total. First time we did it just wasn't thick enough. I think we did it again for an earlier chapter scene, and then when we got to this version of the fight set, we realized we needed to paint more grass just around this area where Tai Yang and Yang were fighting. So in modeling, is where we drew it, it takes a very long time it's a very strenuous task to put on a computer to render all this grass. And then when we kick it over to post,
Yep.
You guys have to render it out in
Yeah.
the scene, so it's
a lot of figuring it out as we went. And
Was there a lot of rendering time in this grass in those layers, or did it go pretty fast?
It was. We had certain sets definitely took longer than others, but the grass definitely adds to the time it takes to render. So that was something as we were moving forward. We just knew that these shots were going to take a little bit longer and just need a little bit more TLC to help get them through the farm and over onto Comp's hands as soon as we could.
I just remembered that actually the very last shot in this scene was one of those. There's always that one shot that in QC comes that at the very end no one has noticed, and that there's some little flaw. And it just dawned on me that it was a big blade of grass that was sticking up through that last shot where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that was the last thing that got fixed on this entire episode.
To the very end.
Yeah.
And I will say, though, outside of the grass, one of my favorite parts, Zwei.
Yeah.
It's a favorite. His little butt wiggle. I love it.
Yeah, I remember in the storyboards, you saw earlier that he pulled the towel off the stool, but in the storyboards he originally balances it on his head.
Oh, really?
Which it's a little thing, but I remember seeing in the boards man, how are we gonna pull it off? This towel is gonna balance on his head and it's gonna deform around his ear. But thankfully, our rigging artists and modelers and animators made it work, especially in the rigging department with Zwei. He's the only, he's the first quadruped that we built for Rwby 4, but he turned out really well.
He did,
redesigned him for this season and rebuilt him. So
I think it's crazy that just seeing the progress that Rwby 4 has made for the show in general. If you think about what this scene may have looked like in other seasons, I know we're talking about the grass just because we're talking about that, but just all the aesthetics of the characters rendering, the grass included. We have the dust effects when Yang's hitting the ground, when they're punching, all the additional elements. It can make a scene that in maybe previous seasons would have looked more kind of plainish. It really brings it more to life, and you're filling in that space between the camera and the action, and it's really cool to see that and what we've done in Rwby 4 to achieve that.
Well, they didn't just rebuild Zwei. I mean, all these characters for Rwby 4, and that upgrade applies to everyone. Everyone's look, everyone's the nuances of some of the animation, their expressions, some of the things that they can achieve.
Absolutely.
I think it's really been cool to see that throughout the year. It's not only are we trying to build all these new elements, but looking back at the previous assets that have been there and knowing this is the look we have to achieve, but we have to achieve this and upgrade it to a way that Rwby 4 will continue to go with.
So moving forward, Quentin, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the dust hits and different effects elements that you added to the fight scene?
So our other effects artist, Jeff Yan, he did a lot of the dust in this fight scene, and basically what they are particles that are in 3D space that have a dust texture on them that kind of expand over time, kind of filling up to give us these little dust movements that we then render out and then Comp puts in the scenes. But here we have Weiss now in her bedroom.
This is just a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
The light rays, everything. Comp, you guys did such a great job.
Thank you. Actually, Brett Harding did a lot of this shot, especially the compositing on a lot of the Weiss sequences. Did this little effect to that. I think the challenges on the ending of this scene represent a lot of the tougher things we do in comp, which is in this case all these light and white effects.
Oh yeah.
And they're on these really bright backgrounds, so it's this small range. We're either putting dark smoke on top of grim and dealing with this really narrow range of darkness in these candle lit, scary dark sequences, or we're dealing with glowing light effects, trying to balance them against a brightly lit back window or something.
It's really challenging.
But it's it's good. I like Brett's done a bunch of. He followed the Weiss character throughout the season. Actually, did a lot of those comps. Alan did some too. But I've always liked Schnee Manor and just the way all these hallways and different spaces look in comp. A lot of candles.
I always thought it was a really nice contrast from kind of like the desolate area most of our characters are in to these really nice blue, whites, super reflective kind of scenes. I think it really balances out the season.
Oh yeah.
I think Weiss's bedroom was also the first. It was the first environment we actually concepted.
Yeah.
Way back when. So this was the first one that got through production.
It was
Quentin
one of the
did
first ones we lit too.
Quentin did this upcoming.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite shots I actually worked on all year. The books kind of trembling all over the scene, and then the window shatter that happens.
Remember when I told rigging about that? Like, hey, so these books need to shake? They were like, what? They're all like, we're going to have to rig all those books.
Oh, yeah. It basically just kind of went through, selected them all, put some turbulence on
Here's
there.
that tough shot Brett did so nicely. I think this turned out really well for the finale, but putting this brightly lit guy in front of this bright window and making anything read was a challenge.
I think it's funny that all the aura coming off of Weiss's characters, it is the Grim aura. It's the same effect. We just kind of changed the colors on it and repurposed them.
Oh, nice.
Some more action and some more effects work in this sequence.
Yeah. The one thing that I really enjoyed about Chapter 9 is the beautiful color differences between the scenes. Like, back in Weiss's bedroom, it's so cool. It was like blues and whites, and then here you get these really warm, just oranges and blues, and
here's the dreaded steam shot.
This turned out really
nice.
It came out so pretty though.
Oh wow.
Love the little swirl at the end there.
Yeah.
The reason it was so dreaded is, of course, we did it 3 times.
Yeah.
I remember
Their time to charm.
Conversations in the modeling pit when they would like turn around and see what you guys were doing. Seeing the console.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like the effects department, we love comp. They make our stuff look so pretty after we pass it on to them, and it's great to see like final products even from our end.
We do get to have a lot of fun in comp, taking all these great assets and all these great elements and putting them all together.
Yeah, this is a great looking sequence.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Alex Leonard did the bulk of this, and doing Ilya's look was interesting because we just got RGB colors out of lighting for her, and literally we're finding her various looks with Carrie in comp at the very end, and he tried a whole number of them, a whole range of them, all the way right up to the end, before deciding which ones we were gonna use.
That's a perfect example of no one really knew what her character was going to look like until it got to, like, you guys are the last step kind of making Rwby, so no one really knew what she was going to look like until you guys had finished.
Yeah, they came up a lot during the concept phase. It's like, yeah, she'll change colors and she'll like blend in. She'll be like chameleon, but we never knew what that look would be.
Mm-hmm.
The Tinder moment.
Yeah, I love these moments between them.
Oh, we have to drop the moon in. I remember that. Always have to drop the moon in.
Oh God, this set. Now this is a set also for a lot of grass.
Yes, it does.
This set was a monster. I think this set was the biggest set we had in the entire show.
Yeah, it was a really hard one to render.
Monster.
Yeah, I got this a little late. I had to comp this one actually with Rick.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
It was,
all those repressed memories are coming back.
No, absolutely. That's the ones that we remember the most. The ones we did
yeah.
4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
These were hard.
All of the mud puddles actually were it was sort of a discovery that, oh, there's mud puddles, because they were just these circles in layout or whatever, and they're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, is it wet? Do I have to splash when we run through those? And we finally settled on this, no, they're just sort of dry mud, kind of hard mud look.
And we all breathe this out.
Yeah.
I feel like those moments happen a lot where a lot of departments are like, see what's happening in concept art, like, oh, how are we going to handle this?
Yeah, but that's what's great about our team. They react so quickly and can pretty much just troubleshoot anything that comes across their plate.
Yeah, the amount of like creative fixes people come up with, it's just so impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this set was built by Britt Humphreys.
He did great.
Yeah, I think it's one of the early sets that he did initially.
If it takes us around the mountains, it's the best bet we've got.
No, like a story level, I think this was a pretty intense scene with Rin
Yeah.
and Nora just kind of refusing to go the direction that the rest of the team wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And normally Rin's just this like kind of fortress of solitude kind of guy that is just really calm. So story-wise, I think this is a really kind of intense scene.
I know, we could split up. That's always a good idea.
We're supposed to stick together.
But look at that grass.
Oh, yeah. It looked great.
If we make it to Mistral, we'll bring back help. If we don't,
I remember when I was looking through the concept kind of edits we have in this, and the drawings, I never saw Crow get carried off, so I was like, wait, did they just split up and leave Crow to fend for himself?
That's funny.
Yeah.
His little, what do you call it, that he's carried in, that...
Oh, the stretcher.
Oh, the stretcher.
Oh my gosh, that had a number of interesting problems, just setting it down and lifting it up and having him ride properly in it.
Make sure nothing clipped.
Yeah, lots of little fixes there.
Yeah, it's all the little things that you don't necessarily think about, that you see it once it's rendered and you're like, oh, yeah.
And just to bring us full circle, this last footprint shot also had interesting grass involved.
Did it?
The first pass of it actually had a blade where the camera came to rest, and the blade was just right up in camera, blocking most of the view. So we had to mow that grass.
Perfect.
And then the second pass had zero grass in it, and then
Excellent.
that
This
wasn't
thing got
going to
painted
work
like
either.
5 times. The grass in this scene, it was a lot of
Then we had to put that grass in to make it perfect.
And
I
then,
think that's the first shot of the new Klami there.
yeah.
So,
Exciting.
chapter 9.
Hi, my name's Mark Osborne, lighting lead.
I'm Sean Murphy, technical producer.
I'm Chris Kokinos, the lead sound designer.
I'm Patrick Rodriguez, and I'm the art director. Welcome to episode 10.
Yeah.
Episode or chapter?
Chapter 10. Fine. You want to get so... Oi.
You know, every time I watch this now, the grass.
The fact that we have it now?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like grass foliage and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's bumped up so much since like with each chapter. Of course, we improve. You know, the look of stuff like that. But like actual grass and strands like that, just make it seem, give it a lot more depth than what we've had before. And it's like, oh man, modeling and like everybody behind it just like kicked ass. It's great. Wham, Oscar.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Oscar?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice guy, but once you get a drink in him, he turns to kind of. No, I'm interested in seeing the progression of his character.
Yeah, me too.
You know, the future seasons and stuff like that. You know, where we take him, and you know, how he started out, and because it's kind of the thing where it's relative to how Ospen started, like because you get the sense of like rebirth and all
what
this
I'm
kind of
really
stuff.
interested in is like what we learn about Ospen through learning about Oscar.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite sequences of the whole season, actually.
Yeah, the rainy like look of everything. I'm really glad we got to have it like as good as it looked. Like you guys did an amazing job with the lighting and everything.
There's a lot of different levels that I don't think we really thought about before this chapter even started.
Oh yeah,
but we were
no.
able to get everything I think you wanted in there.
Yeah, no, I remember giving you guys an image like months and months and months before this. It was like, here's a rainy like kind of image I'd like to go for.
When the VFX team really kicked ass on this too, with the rain and like the little halo on Hazel's hair here in the next shot.
Actually, I think Comp takes care of the rain, but
Oh, do they?
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Even this little fuzzy
Everything
stuff.
is done in
That's
Comp.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. The little,
Well, don't
the little
listen to
drops
me.
on the top. It's okay, man. You're the outsourcing person. It's fine. You don't know what goes. No, I love subtle little design things like glow on a character when they're
Yeah.
near a light source and stuff like that.
Just like that, yeah.
It's really cool.
I like the little Tron thing on the
Yeah,
train.
they have hard light propulsion.
Oh, nice.
So even the tram that it runs on and like the actual the rims and stuff like that actually glow when it's on.
That's
Cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's
And it's
super
that
neat.
little like new futuristic little touches. Like it's a fantasy world, but it also has the little future like
Right.
super cool technological things.
Was this our first look at Curiri?
Yes.
Up close, yeah. I think
Yeah.
we'd seen it in the distance in the last, literally the last shot of the last episode when Ren and Nora were looking down on it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right.
If I remember.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
This isn't a pharmacy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Yeah, maybe this
silly.
is the one.
Yeah, this is the episode where.
Yeah, I'm
where
getting
they
all
look-
confused now. I've been watching them all out of sequence now.
From
That
afar,
bike.
last episode.
That
Wait.
one bike.
Oh, you're right. It is this
It
episode.
is the end of this one.
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
I think they're in it.
You're absolutely right.
I think you should talk about the. Oh, sorry. The,
I was just gonna say that the bicycle was just like a little dig. It was just like, in case you didn't get it.
Well, no, it's fine, but that bicycle went through like several different iterations of like, are we gonna have line art in this? Are we not? Or like, are it gonna be like the rest of the environment?
Oh, here we
And then,
go.
oh, it transitioned.
This is the point that makes all the reaction video people scream.
Yes, I love watching the reactions to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, designing the kid versions of these of Nora and Ren was really fun and also really sad.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, she went through a couple different iterations where she was like really just like dirty and like tattered.
Well, and I know she's got, multiple, like,
she had stages.
cleaned up versions.
Yeah, she had stages. We were going to do something a little different with her story here in the development. I'm not going to get into too much about it, but yeah, there were stages of her like being like super dirty and like downtrodden, and then going to slightly cleaned up, and then like back to like a happiness sort of
Right,
thing.
right.
But in terms of like time, we had to like crunch it down to one kind of sad moment, which really it still sells really well.
Yeah. I love the difference in what I'm assuming are the same sets, or fundamentally, obviously
It is.
the old
The rundown.
Courier, the destroyed
Yeah.
version, but the lighting and the color just makes it feel so vibrant and alive.
So I think it was Alex Juarez that built this set, I believe. So he built it all clean and nice and pretty and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Now just destroy the hell out of it. Like, just go to town.
Right.
Yeah. You silly kid. You can't buy booze. You a kid.
I think we had
Who was that?
we threw Connor in the booth for
Connor,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
We got him in the
Just
booth
to
a couple
say
of times.
Who did the
Yeah.
That was
illustrations?
Aaron Wynn for
Aaron
the
did
Matt
that.
The little
here on
cat bread.
The
The cat bread has to be-
Everybody's
God.
just like, cat bread.
Can we make
That needs to be a thing.
Can we
I can probably make that.
like a tin for it?
Legit, like a loaf of cat bread.
Oh,
Look at little Nora.
I would be all for
and
that.
she has tape around her shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shoelaces don't work anymore.
Kids
Right.
are so terrible.
I know. I love the bite though. It's
Yeah.
just like, here, get it. I don't know why I gave the blue-haired child like douche cut, but I did. It worked out.
That undercut thing, yeah.
If you have an undercut, no offense to you, but this kid looks like a little douche.
Good save, Ben.
And then, I don't think I can make the
Nope.
reference.
Nope.
It's fine. Hey, look.
I think everyone else already has.
And he actually wasn't what you might be thinking of the reference. He wasn't actually in my mind, but he kind of just turned out that way. But the direction for Ren's dad was, hey, take Ren himself and just make him older. And he kind of just
Oh,
turned into
yeah,
this
huh.
thing where it's just like, okay, goatee. 'cause that
He's got the
makes
goatee.
sense.
Shouldn't he be like Evil Ren then?
Yeah.
you don't know. We don't see him very often. So
There you
ooh.
go. All right.
But no, yeah, and it was a thing where I had to think about the hereditary nature of the stripe in the hair.
Right.
And so I was thinking, I was like, oh no, they're born with a pink stripe and it turns gray over time.
That's neat.
Cool.
I don't know why, but it seemed to make sense to me.
Yeah. No, that definitely makes sense.
Look back, Morose. Link. Fade.
Script cues.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of reactions to this this particular part, to the little speech that John
The conversation
gives,
here,
give Rwby, and apparently it's hitting really hard for some people.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I've watched a couple of the reaction videos, and people get really, really touched by that part.
Yeah, it's just like no, she's feeling like hurt, like she is, because usually she's pretty confident about everything.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense to we see her finally like no, she does think about the reactions or the realities of everything, but
Well,
she just
feels
doesn't let it show.
Responsible, yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really address that a lot.
And the voice acting, this is phenomenal. It sells it really, really well.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, of course, Miles, being, the beautiful soul that he is, can actually sell, calming and, it's like, no, it's okay.
We lost Pierre.
I think animation really started to step it up too, towards the second half of the season.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man.
You do notice it on the fights a lot, but also here, these subtle,
Everything you've lost.
like small little, like hair movement, anything like that.
Yeah. The hair movement always gets me because it's just like, wow, that looks so good. I don't know if we'd seen that historically throughout the previous seasons of Rwby.
As accurately.
Yeah.
Like, it's been good and decent for what we had, but we
Sure.
have so much control now, so much more control now, that we're able to give these little, characteristics to every movement.
Man, so this next scene was a lot of fun to work on.
Oh, Jesus.
To the
This must have been rough.
This was a lot of fun for me because I was tasked with that sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Tell
let's
us
get into
about
that sound. Go for it. What consists of that sound? Like, first off, who's the voice actor?
That's Bill Orndorff,
right?
Which is also Hazel, and he does Grimm throughout.
Like all the Grimm, right?
Throughout the entire show, he's done Grimm for Nevermore, the Beowulfs, which was crazy because the Beowulfs for the first 3 seasons are literally just him going into a microphone, and I think we just used that sound straight up.
Yeah,
which
I
is
remember
nuts.
the first time I heard him, it was back at 636, or the old studio, and he did it just as a practice in the middle of the.
Come on, this shot.
Oh, feel that.
I wonder how many people thought that was the end of the episode.
Oh, that would have been
because we have this cut to black,
That would have been a good end of the episode.
Yeah, I remember
Anyway.
he did a voice or a sound just in the middle of the studio, and we were all just like, "What
Yeah.
the hell was that?"
He's like one of those Tibetan throat
great.
monks.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
he just or throat singing rather.
Yeah,
throat monks.
Throat monks.
He's a throat monk.
I'm not gonna get into that.
I think I said that during my BTS. I was like, he's a throat monk. But yeah, it's majority of it was him, layered on top of his voice with various things that he did.
Yeah.
And some pitching, lots of pitching, lots and lots of
I
pitching.
love this shot coming up where we see the Nuklavi for the first
Oh,
time.
the little silhouette.
in the smoke.
Can we talk about the ash real
Wait.
quick?
Yeah, I think all that ash was
There
done.
it is. Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
All the ash was done in 2D and comp as well.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That ash is beautiful.
Yeah, the ash turned out really, really well.
It just
Well,
it gives the whole thing a whole layer of like a depth of field to it, you know.
Yeah, the only thing I
the
wish we
episode
could
is
have
called
done.
Kuryuri, right?
Yes.
I think so. And which, my understanding is means black snow.
Yeah. The only thing I wish we could have done is, in my eyes anyway, it turned out beautifully the way it is, and I'm not going to take that away from anybody because it looks great. I wish we could have set the whole town on fire.
Right.
Just everything on fire and panic,
Yeah.
including the people. No.
Play of the game.
Damn it, Chris.
I couldn't hold it in.
I sighed.
I couldn't hold it in.
A few people made a video of that, and I was like, that's beautiful. Like, as soon as he took out the bone. Which, I will say, okay,
Hey,
so
Pat?
he does wear it, he's using the wrong hand
Yes.
to shoot.
The glove should be on
the glove is supposed to be on his other hand.
Yeah.
So something happened there in animation. Some miscommunication was just like, wait, no.
Well, he's holding the bow correctly.
It was, you know what?
Just
No,
the
no, no.
glove
He's
should be on the-
ambidextrous. It was just
There
done
you
in
go.
the spur of emergency moment.
Oh,
There you go. That's
this,
what it was.
This makes me teary-eyed.
Yeah, Mark, you get it.
So, there's a shot coming up with the Nevermore looking straight down. You're like, look at that's a great shot too.
Yeah, man,
That is just freaking awesome. Again, animation and layout just killed it on this.
Yeah, I think camera layout really pushed it too, like in the second half.
Yeah, the change of focal length and everything to accommodate aura.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were a little confused about the aura and what exactly it does, and it's
Right.
He says it. We have to be brave.
Yeah.
Like it's basically what it is. It's a calming thing, and if you're along with the canon of the story or with Grimm, the Grimm are attracted by panic and fear
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So once the calming nature is there, you're basically
shot.
invisible. Oh yeah, this.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
so great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. It's like, essentially, he is the calming one, the most grounded to some extent, at least, with his aura.
Yeah, so with Aura's panic.
Oh, wait, hold on one second. I love that shot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a line I love from Game of Thrones where Bran asks his father, "Can you be brave when you're afraid?" And his father says something like, "That's the only time you can be brave." Basically, if you're not afraid, then it's not courage.
Look at you and your literary knowledge.
Yeah, literary. I don't know if it qualifies as literature.
So, if you guys recall, and I'm sure they can make a callback to it when they do the 12 commentary, but this is the house, if I'm not mistaken, or a very similar situation,
Yep, it's
right?
the same house. It should be the same house. They end up on
did not catch
So
that.
when you keep watching this and you watch 12, I believe it's the same house from this scene.
I literally just watched 12 like 20 minutes ago. So
Really?
yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
In this time frame of
The music?
the whole time right now when we're recording this, we are
I don't
reviewing 12
know the
right
music
now.
well enough, but a lot of people picked up on the song
Boop.
there.
Yeah, Boop slowed down basically, which I didn't. But then I saw his reaction. I was like,
Right.
"Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad."
Totally. Yeah, the hammer thing was
Yeah, that was
brilliant. It was very
cute.
poignant.
It was just like, yeah, there you go. And then Back to the Future. Sorry.
We never get the easy
At one point, we asked the comp team to darken the mouth of the cave, and they darkened an area that was next to it that looked like the mouth of the cave, and I almost approved it because I was like, yeah, no, that's right, and we were like, wait, no, that's not it.
Come on, there's more than one way up the mountain.
And here we
Well,
go.
this kind of little
Starting to get smitten.
Yeah, awakening.
Yeah, feel that emotion.
Yeah. Ominous thunder.
She walks really fast.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This cave.
Hey, yeah.
The delivery is hilarious.
Yeah, I love Nora. I love everything about
Sam
Nora.
Ireland.
Was this season the first season where we really
had a cave.
used
Yeah.
fog? No, like that kind of the atmospheric fog.
Huh.
We've had
Depth
a
fog?
bit of it, but we haven't had it to this extent where it actually really, really plays, super well.
Yeah, it really helped the
Oh
the
yeah, the
scene.
ambience of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the inside of this cave is probably one of my favorite shots of the season.
Yeah.
Very, very it feels
I
very
remember Art
cinematic.
was really, really scared when they first read about it because they thought that like the entire cave was supposed to be full of Grimm,
Yeah.
like full of Beowulfs and Nevermore and
'cause he
everything.
said
It was going to be
in
like
the script it said Grim Nest, and we were just like, oh no, that's gonna be a lot of Grim, and they were and like it was like a month later where we learned it's like no, this is just where that one Grim the nuke has been. It's just like, oh, thank God.
So is the idea supposed to be that like he goes into a battle and he gets stabbed with all these things
He just happens
and they
to be
stick in
carrying
there
one
and then
with
he
it, and
brings
they
them back here and they
just
just kind of
fall
fall out?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so every battle like this thing has been through, it's killed a lot of people.
Right. It's so funny watching these, like as they're going through development, and then you start seeing stuff. I didn't see the trees shaking until like
Oh, yeah,
three
yeah,
or
we
four
got that in the
versions
last
before
one.
the
That
final
makes-
one.
that makes
And
two
it
of
was-
us.
completely changed the whole feel of it.
There it
Yeah,
is.
man. It's pretty great.
That's scary.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm the lead editor on Rwby 4.
Hi, I'm Joel. I'm one of the lead animators.
I'm Rob. I'm the post-visual supervisor.
I'm Paco. I'm assistant producer and mocap guy.
All right, chapter 11.
Here we are.
This is probably my favorite chapter of the season, actually.
That's a good one.
I would agree. I really like this one. We got to see the training room, which was cool, which we're looking at here.
Yeah, this is like by far the darkest this show gets this season. I think this particular Tyrion performance.
I haven't seen this stuff comped yet. It looks awesome.
You haven't seen this?
No.
It's been out for like
Do you
a
watch
week,
our
dude.
show?
I do. Joel, you animated this scene, right?
I did, and shout out to the quick return of the Barangle, aka Bagel, as we like to call him.
No, you got to bring him back.
Just for one shot, yeah. No, it was nice. Yeah, no, this is a fun scene to work on, especially for this upcoming part here.
Yeah, a huge shout out to you and Melanie who animated the scene in a short period of time. It still turned out great.
It was so creepy seeing these shots come through and seeing the comps come together and seeing the final visuals start to get laid into the edit and just seeing the craze factor of
The
Tyrion.
insanity
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
just-
Like, I love that low angle shot of him just slicing
Oh yeah,
through.
yeah.
Like,
And when he sticks his tongue out.
who did that
We'll get
shot?
to it. Who
Was that you?
The ending?
No, the shot of like the low angle shot of Tyrion when he's just slashing.
That was
Melanie.
Yeah, she did a great job on that.
I like how we keep referring to this part of the episode that we're not even to yet.
Yeah. It's so powerful.
You guys want to talk about chapter 12 real quick?
With the exception of chapter 1, this is probably one of my favorite things that we mocaped up this season. Just because it was a really fun shoot, and like I said in chapter 1, I've pretty much been doing Tyrion all season, and like I had been waiting for this scene all season because like this was like my favorite Tyrion moment because I just wanted to go ham on the performance and
Yeah, you're really good at playing Tyrion in mocap. I'd say, excuse me, like I know Melanie did. I don't know if you used yourself as reference for this stuff, but yeah, you really got into it. Like everything Tyrion's about to do, you really just were beating the shit out of a Rwby pillow, right?
Yeah, that friggin' Rwby pillow. It was the most intense mocap shoot ever, but it was also the most relieving mocap shoot ever. I was just able to just take everything out on that Rwby pillow.
This right here where he sticks his tongue out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's crying.
Yeah, I love the tears coming out of him too. That's great.
Watching this like for the first time, everyone in the room was just kind of like, "Oh my god, this is."
I wonder if his
insane
tail's
and
gonna grow
awesome.
back. Do scorpion tails grow back?
No. I mean, I don't know about scorpions.
I doubt it. Could be wrong now.
They
Someone will correct us.
Paco, do we want to talk about your fear of scorpions while we watch this?
I don't know if it's worth spending time in this commentary talking about that.
When I was a kid, I really liked scorpions, and me and my brother had a terrarium. We just filled it up one summer with like 50 scorpions.
That's cool for you.
Oh, and no, I'll talk about more later. Never mind.
I don't know why anyone would do that for fun, but
How did you catch him?
We would just flip over rocks and get like a cup and like gather
Did you
them.
have a
Anyway, back to the show.
death wish? Okay.
I'm intrigued by your scorpion collection. Yeah, we'll talk after about that.
Yeah.
I just won't talk to you ever. That's okay.
I think I'm still too.
It's always interesting doing. I keep getting these shots where like I'm having to mocap a character that's leaning against the wall, but we don't actually have like a solid structure to lean up against in mocap. So we either have to pantomime it, or half the time like I'm just leaning up against Carrie's back and then pushing off him.
Yeah, you wouldn't think of that being a challenging thing. Or I guess it's not challenging, but it is something you have to actively think about when you're doing the mocap. There's a lot of things that we have to think about in mocap that you wouldn't even be aware of, just like because of how small our volume is. Like we just have to cheat performances constantly.
I won't anymore.
You guys do a good job though. Like
And we both read the note.
I don't even know what kind of shortcuts you have to take for the mocap, but like everything comes together really well.
Well, it's not in this episode, but one of the funny ones was when we were doing mocap between Little Ren and his parents, and obviously our actors are not the same height, so we actually had people like crouching and talking to a person that's supposed to be shorter, but they're actually talking like at crotch level. So things like that.
Here's a.
Oh yeah.
This scene.
No,
This
I love this section. This is
The Metal
some of
Gear
best one.
Weiss
This
scene?
came together
Yeah, it's
really
like-
well. And actually, we put this whole scene together originally, and it was not nearly this dark or nearly this contrasty, just in terms of visuals. It was a lot brighter and a lot, just overall, just a lot brighter, which didn't make any sense for the mood. So we actually went in about 2 or 3 days before this episode aired and reworked all these shots and made it much darker and tried to fit the mood a lot more closely to,
Yeah.
you know, what we see in the episode, which I think really helped out quite a bit.
Looks great.
Here's a lot of obviously callback shots to the second episode when you
Right,
set
right.
this up. Yeah, I think this is like a scene where the lighting really, like our lighting this year is really showcased and how much better it is exactly. Like look at that, just on his head, that kind of.
Yeah, and
glow
this set
falling
reminds me of the vault in Volume 3, and that was like one of the hardest sets to light and to render and all that, and now this is just like regular. That's just what our sets look like now.
Right.
Yeah, we actually render them out with a lot more detail, and we scale back on some of it even in comp just to make it feel a little more cartoony, a little more anime. So, and this is actually one of the sets that we did get to put a lot of the fun little reflections and highlights and things that I think really helps sell the just the quality of the mansion that they're in, and you know how clean and shiny and all that.
Right.
Even the doorknob, I'm like,
Even
man, look
doorknob.
at that.
Spikes and weapons and dust trade. Someone is about to make a play, and I do not trust Leo to stop them. You've never
Just watching it.
It's
Yeah.
that- Oh my god.
Ironwood's angry.
If Oz had just
Oh, he knocked Whitley's portrait over. I never noticed that before.
Did he?
Well, it was face down there, and it was
Okay,
on
yeah, I guess
the.
so.
I never
previous
noticed that
episode.
until now.
Yeah.
Good observation, Connor.
Or maybe Jacques did it himself. Who knows? Could be intrigue.
That's going to be the focus of Volume 5, actually.
Yeah.
We're going to find out the answers to that question.
Spoilers.
That was a joke, if that wasn't.
Here's this little Breaking Bad moment here.
This one was fun, the mocap too, because it didn't come across here, but like me and Nate, our proxy table was a lot smaller, so we were practically eating each other's faces in
Yeah.
this scene, and it was really intimidating. Even
Yeah.
me, I'm like, oh.
Were you Jacques?
I
Or
was
were you-
Jacques this time around.
Nice.
So when you guys mocap, do you have different animators take on different characters, or is it mostly you that does a specific character? Or...
I seem to get all the a-holes this season.
Well, you're too good at.
I'm
playing
too
them.
good at being an a-hole.
No. Joel's a great mocapper. He just goes all in for any character that he does. So that.
Klein, where are you?
I guess it makes it easy knowing that Joel's gonna mocap because you know it's gonna be a good performance.
Aw, thank you, Paco. This one was interesting because it was me and Melanie doing it, and like I'm like at least like a head taller than Melanie, but Klein is a lot shorter than White. So I remember I had to like kind of like squat on my knees for this hug in order for it to read correctly, because otherwise I'd just be hugging her head.
Yeah.
See mocap Klein on this too.
Yeah.
Man, you're just all over this episode.
Towards the second half of the season, I was doing a lot of mocap.
I'd say you did a lot of mocap throughout the whole season.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's always good, like in the Tyrion Salem scene. It's always good when the people who mocapped it are also the people that animated, because
Yeah.
you were there in the mocap room, and Carrie's doing a lot of early directing in the mocap room too, where we're figuring out the scene together. So it's almost like you've already gotten direction on the scene before you
Yeah.
even start animating it.
Yeah, you kind of get to carry that like nuance all the way through. I love the scene. Sun just cannot catch a break this season. He just gets yelled at for everything. Like he just got poisoned.
Also, just remember
he's been in a coma for like 2 days probably.
Rachel, one of our storyboard artists and layout artists, loves Sun, and the storyboard for that shot, like it was like I don't even know, like shiny lines coming out of his abs. Like she really put a lot of effort into Sun's abs, and it just made me laugh a lot.
Yeah, and that nice like drift up the body, kind of soft core.
Shut up.
Shut up,
Just
son.
gets yelled at.
Yeah, constantly.
I like being alone.
It seems that way.
Every day. Every day I think about you. Rwby, Weiss, Yang. They were
I love
my
all the detail on
friends.
our sets.
I love them like I never thought I could.
It's amazing. Like I find myself every once in a while kind of going through like the art folder, looking at all the process. Like it's even in like just like the concept design. Like it's amazing how much work goes into it. Like there was even one that it was just like the ticket that Oscar picks up in the episode where he's at the train station, and there's like a lot of like grit and detail into that you don't even really get to see that much of it. It's really just amazing.
I made my choices, and I'll deal with the
This is like the only scene in this episode that doesn't kind of have music like shepherding it through.
Why is that? Is that a conscious decision?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a kind of a restive moment, right? But it's also like you got to kind of be conscious about when you put music in, because you can use music to emphasize stuff, but you can also use silence to emphasize stuff. And I think this was a case where we just didn't need it for everything.
Yeah.
And this was like a good moment too. Like coming out of this into that last scene makes the last scene feel even more intense.
How do you guys decide where music goes? Is that like just conversation that's had, like when you're laying in storyboards and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of times it is, and sometimes the music team will kind of propose like, "Hey, what if we kind of ramp it in on the end of this scene?" Or, yeah, it's just kind of a conversation that we feel out with Jeff and Carrie and myself.
That's what's so weird about the pipeline is everyone's just kind of focused on their one little area.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody has a super good grasp on all the other aspects that have to work together to make everything.
Yeah.
Would you look at that? He's awake. Thank goodness.
Oh, please.
Mom.
Hey, Mrs. B.
I love Colleen Guerra. There's some of my favorite new character designs this
Yeah.
season. Like,
I'm afraid you were right to be suspicious.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure.
He did, yeah.
See, now the music comes back because before you had to focus on the abs, and now
Right. Yeah. The abs are gone. Music can return.
I remember me and Kim were working on the intro at the beginning of the season, and I was working on shots with Guerra, and we were remarking that how his fur patch kind of looks like the Canadian national flag, and actually, if you match them up, it even looks like Sun's hairline as well. So we were just thinking that at one point he just smushed Sun's head into his body or something like that.
Here comes the big reveal.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah. Not again.
Also, shout out to modeling for their incredible sets.
Yeah,
this
this set
season.
is awesome.
Like,
They had to make a lot of like destroyed cities.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job.
I don't think people were expecting just how creepy and legitimately scary Knuckles was gonna end up being.
Yeah, kind of has like a horror movie element to
Like
the
it's
climax of this season.
legitimately scary.
Yeah, I think like that shot in 10 when you see it through the silhouette is like really striking.
Yeah.
Really good.
I love that. It's just so
man.
creepy. And the way it moves. But, okay, thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm a character rigger.
Hi, Dustin, one of the lead animators on Rwby 4.
I'm Jeff. I'm an effects artist.
I'm Paula. I'm an assistant lead animator. And we are getting right into the action.
Yeah, this whole front part is just action.
Pop.
And I love this reveal. I love the building up of the reveal of this rather unusual Grimm.
Did you animate that, Paul?
The walk-in, yes, I did. Do you want to say anything a little bit about the concepts behind this?
You should just go for it since you animated it.
Well, kind of the idea with this character is that it's two Grimm that have somehow been merged into one. So they have two consciousness. So you have the imp and then you have the horse, and when one is active, the other one kind of fades. Like you'll see it where the horse is running or kicking, the imp kind of goes limp.
Limp imp.
It's a limp imp.
Yeah. They have a codependency problem.
All I see this episode are grim smoke and dust.
Yeah.
How many shots was it, Jeff, that you guys had to put that smoke on?
Well, we usually average only like 30 or 40 shots. I think this one had 120.
Wow.
So it's been a real adventure put together.
Yeah, we had to, like, whenever it goes into berserk mode or whatever, there's like a thing that we didn't turn on like we were supposed to. But I had to go through and like just start counting how many shots that the Knuckle Lady is actually in.
You talking about like for the main?
Well, he has like his horns and his spikes change, and his eyes were supposed to change, and so it was like 31 shots just to do that. But you had to put it smoke even if you couldn't see his face.
Yeah, a lot of these end up with 3 or 4 passes. We do each effect separately. Quentin, who is our other effects artist, went through and did all the mains. I went through and did every time they take a slash at the guy and he starts to bleed and all the debris. So each shot gets touched, 3 or 4 different times.
Going back to something that just happened, I wanted to point out I really like this bit of character development with Jean, where we see him maturing. Where in Chapter 8, he's kind of being sulky and snappy towards Crow, but then when Crow was in danger, he leapt to his defense.
Yeah, totally. I think one of the notes Carrie gave us was like, he could actually be cool right now. Like, make him feel cool. Like, because sometimes in the past, he always kind of struggled with that. But now he's really kind of got older and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like he's matured like more this season almost than any other. Or at least maybe he was maturing that time, but he's really showing himself to be much more capable this season.
Yeah, leader. Yeah.
Brian, do you want to talk about that rig?
Yeah, he had to spin around a lot, and that made things interesting from a rigging standpoint. The arms also go really long and stretch out a lot. We had a few different arm rigs. I mentioned this on the other commentary, but the arms that you see aren't just the ones that are attached to the imp, but they're like different prop arms, like that one right there. So they move differently depending on what the shot requires. I don't know which one you guys used more of, but the options were there.
Probably use each one.
Yeah,
like at least
it
once.
was great. I think we had what was like 5 maybe different kinds by the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in terms of animation, I've been really going through the effects files and kind of digging out what we need from it. We always get to see how things are moving, and I've been really impressed just by the range of motion that I've seen, and I think that's a compliment to both the rigging and the animation teams.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, this jerky movement has always been fun to try and do a sim to. You always have to go at like 1/10 of a frame to calculate so it'll keep up with it, because he moves sometimes like frame by frame.
Yeah. I think Paul, Kim did the first test of that. Right?
Yeah, she kind of established how the look of it, because she was kind of the first one to really get to play around with the rig, and we had done some really good discussions with Carrie about what he wanted this Grim to feel like, and one big note we got was make it look like something from Evangelion. Make it really unsettling and creepy and just unearthly. Oh, that was my nightmare shot.
Yeah, that was what to say.
I just have to point that out. That was my nightmare shot.
There's one in every episode.
Yeah. That one broke my brain a little.
I wanted to go back and just litter this whole thing with rocks and debris. It just seems like he's slamming everything all the time.
I like how one of the other notes we got about the Knuckleavi is it didn't have to be strictly a horse. You could also kind of put a bull motion, like how a bull will charge or kind of turn around real quick.
Yeah, he does a 360 at one point. That is very bull-like in motion.
And we got this very nice emotional scene animated by Ian.
Smack.
In Chapter 8, I just did the commentary on, Sun also got backhanded.
There's a lot of slapping this season.
There's a lot of backhanding in this season.
How violent
Wyatt's
is
got backhanded. Yeah.
Does that make for awkward mocap?
It's weird because there's all this crazy action happening, but somehow the smack is I don't know, almost more more violent somehow.
Yeah.
Well, we're not used to seeing the characters hit each other. We're used to seeing
Yeah.
them bash monsters.
Right.
And these have all been like behavioral corrections too.
Yeah, and we always like tend to put a beat in there where it can sink in, like, oh, this person just slapped your face. How does that make you feel?
And I feel like we get more emotion out of Rin this season, and particularly these last couple episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's great.
It's
Yeah.
really great to see some depth for him. Not that he hasn't had it before, but he's been kind of a mystery, I suppose.
Yeah, and I like the revealing of him and Nora's past, and really how far they've come and how much they've been through together.
Well, some of these shots in particular, when he's kind of lunging, you really see a lot of emotion in his face.
Yeah,
It's
and-
kind of a desperate sort of look. It's really awesome.
Because he's always normally so in control and zen. He's zen Ren.
Oh, the darn debris everywhere. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Over the course of the season, we've gotten much more systematic about things. I think I did almost all the debris in a single night. I just kind of cracked
wow.
out on it and turned them all out in about 8 hours.
That's faster than I would guess. 'Cause there's so much stuff getting. Like...
Well, the thing is, we'd already designed the effect for previous episodes, so I just took that and kept reusing it. And there's only so many ways you can smash the ground and make the debris look different. So.
Sure. This part, this scene particularly, like the downfall of the Knuckleavy, one of our animators, Aisha, kind of knocked out for us, and I think she did a really, really good job.
Oh, yeah. We, partway through the fight, we realized we were going to need another animator to help us out, and we said, what about Aisha? And she did a great part. We gave her like a small chunk just to see how she would do, and then she ended up doing this whole sequence, and it was great.
This is my favorite section to have worked on for this episode. All these wounds and this stuff kind of misting around him where he's cutting out. It was kind of a rough couple of days figuring out how to make it work, but I think it really worked out well in a lot of places. Some better than others, but certainly something to be happy with.
Oh yeah, the struggling Knuckleavy.
I actually feel bad for him in a couple shots. Why is Ren poaching this guy? But he obviously knows backstory. So.
Well, when they were putting in editorial putting it together, they put some music from Shadow of the Colossus in there.
That's awesome.
And I was like, oh, now I'm thinking of how sad it is when you kill one of those characters in that game. But it's a little different for this.
I remember how much rage we got when we were looking at Crow a few episodes back. So I'm really glad we get to put everybody's mind at ease here.
Oh, he's okay. Or is he? I don't know. They're out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, no, wait. They're going to be fine.
He'll be purple for the next 6 months.
He just drank too much Robitussin.
I really like the design of these ships. They totally reminded me of something out of a Miyazaki movie.
Oh, yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. Kind of the gently flapping wings and the propellers. Yeah, we're going to get our first glimpse of Minstrel. Or Mistral. Minstrel is something else, sorry.
What if we don't make it in time?
Rwby.
Yeah, I was saying in the last commentary, I really like how now that we're out in other kingdoms, we're seeing how different they all are. Like the different architectural styles, the different clothing.
Yeah, we get in a sense a real approach towards world building.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. We've been kind of in a little
sure.
petri dish when we were at Beacon, so it's been really fun this season just seeing what the rest of the continent might look like. And you're right, architecturally, it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Austin, who really wanted to get that right, and I think he did.
Yeah, I think he actually filmed reference of Carrie and
Rob
holding hands.
Holding hands.
He just had it
Sounds
up
magical.
on his monitor one day, and I was like, "What is that?"
He wanted to, really make sure that hand-holding shot looked great.
Got breathing on the thing now.
Yeah, that's exciting. I know there were some big talks about writing this note coming up. It's really funny, like, the big moments, pretty self-explanatory. We build the room, we put the characters in there, we animate them, but we don't want to write a note. We have to have a giant meeting about it because nobody knows how to do it.
Yeah, there was talk about, can you animate her so she's tracing the letters? I was like,
How detailed do we want to get? Does this need to be legible? Really?
I'm gonna need a little more time if we're gonna do that.
We couldn't have just done
we have to
squigglies
compose
like
a
last
letter?
season.
Yeah, she's totally, like, when you see my shots of her anime, she's totally just scribbling. It's just like, I just hit the randomize on the
Let's
curve.
be honest, we went to a visual school for a reason.
Because we're illiterate.
Thanks for spilling it out, Brian.
I want to make cartoons.
Well, we do actually see the letters on the page later on, though. So there was a joke going around that Rwby actually was illiterate and couldn't write, because in the end of the last season, you just see this chicken scratch note.
She could have just memorized words. You know?
It's funny too because I think later when you see it, it's actually like pretty good penmanship.
Oh, she's got very good handwriting, yes. Something about being out in the wild and fighting just really refined her penmanship.
Back in the cargo hold. I'll take you as far as I can, but if we get caught, you're on your own. Understand?
Every step we made took us further and further away from the things
And
we
we're seeing Wise making her escape.
we woke up wondering if
Yeah. Some way, I mean, I understand why we did it this way, and it certainly has a lot of impact. We're finally getting what we wanted all season, which was seeing them come together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In different ways.
They all went their own separate paths this season, but now they're refocused and they're gonna come back together.
I feel like Blake, in her own way, has grown up a lot this season too. In the last few seasons, she's always been kind of sulky, and this one, she's really kind of taking charge of her own life, which has been fun. I don't miss that water, Brian.
Me neither.
That's why the camera's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, getting, for those of you that don't know, like getting things to deform with the waves, I think was challenging on every aspect that you can imagine through the pipe.
Yeah.
wherever I can, and hopefully do
I do like that little moment of sad reflection with Tai Yang leading into another moment of sad reflection with Jean, thinking about people they've lost. I feel like this all is like leading from one shot to another really well.
Yeah, it's like we're getting the hang of it.
It took us 4 seasons.
Yeah. Better than 5, I guess.
5 will be even better.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really funny thing to say, because this season we've made so many changes, and I feel like in many ways it's been prep for 5. I know, just asking around the studio, it seems like people are really excited for the next stab at this, because
Yeah, totally.
we get to hone in what we've learned this season.
Yeah, because we kind of just rebuilt the show from scratch this season, so now we can take what we built and just make it better. Everyone's favorite captain.
Yeah.
Cool girl Yang on her motorcycle.
This is what we were training for, Yang.
I did like how we see Wise, who's all alone, but she was happy because she was free.
Yeah, she's no longer dependent on others for her own
Yeah.
self-esteem. Tears, that's something I'm glad that we didn't have to touch. Whoever worked on that, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, how did you guys do that, Brian? Or was that modeling that did that? Or
It was modeling that made them, but we rigged them up.
So they're actually 3D?
Yeah, they're on the mesh.
Okay.
Yeah. They're there the whole time. You just can't see them because they're transparent until they slide down the face. It moves the UVs.
Cool.
Yeah, I went through all the effort of making this really cool aura coming out, and then Carrie's like, please don't put aura on her. Okay, my bad. Never happened.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a whole lot of Emerald and Mercury this season. I'm hoping we'll see a little more of them.
Yeah, Coming with the fire effects for Cinder has been a lot of fun, though. So.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like a bunch of different animators worked on this shot, and this was a lot of trying to get some good out of emotion just out of like the eyes and the face, and we don't have dialogue here to rely on, so I feel like animators did some really good work here.
How many animators had to work on this shot?
It was me, Harley, Millie, I think.
I think Stacy did some too, maybe.
And Stacy. Stacy and I were working on the writing parts. Harley did when she walks in, and Millie did this part right here.
You know, people assume that the fight scenes are the most complex, and oftentimes, after talking to you guys, it seems almost the reverse, that the quieter moments are probably harder to pull off.
Yeah, they can be, yeah.
I think, most of the animators have, like, their strengths or whatever. Like, for some people, it's different, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
holding hands.
Yeah, because this was my first, Chapter 12 was the first fight I got to work on, and because I'm typically someone who works a lot on dialogue scenes, and I was really looking forward to the challenge of working something more action and not so much slow, like subtle movement, but really fast-paced stuff.
This grass always makes me laugh. You know, I'm so happy to have real grass in our show finally, but I think modeling wanted to kill me most of the season, showing them that particular approach. It just ended up being really heavy, and you had to really paint it in thick in order for it to sell.
I liked all our wood, like out in the forest shots. I think, whether it was day or night, I think they all turned out great.
Yeah, nature's so hard to do in CG because it's so intricate in shape.
Yeah. I like how the lighting team really, you could tell what time of day it was.
I feel like our lighting team knocked it out of the park.
For sure.
So the steam on this shot, I didn't do this one, but I heard Quentin cursing about it. The trouble is actually the bottom one is fine, but the one where he picks it up, you know, we actually were out there like pouring coffee, like moving it around real slowly, like a bunch of nerds. It's challenging.